What is good? What is good? What is good? Welcome back, Kings and Queens. We're alive and alive. Back again on the BB King live stream. So let's do this again. Gotta wait for it to pick up a little bit. Gotta love the stream deck. Oh my god. What is good? What is good? Welcome back, Kings and Queens. We are alive and alive. Back again on the BB King live stream. Wearing my new jacket that I got for Christmas. Another NBA jacket for the collection. This time, my mom hooked me up with 76ers. The back is awesome. Like this is one of the sweetest jackets I own, honestly. It's hella warm, but I do want to make a note that I do want to be wearing my NBA jackets on stream so that people know that I'm a huge basketball fan and that I collect jackets. But we are back. We are back. So we're gonna continue editing my song "So Cold." I just uploaded the videos to YouTube for me, like for the reacts that we did yesterday. So today, the honor of the realm rests upon our shoulders, and I pledge my sword and life to defend it against all adversaries to victory and glory. My King Beebington. Yo, to the adversaries for sure, honestly, because like those racists from that one video. Oh my god, I wonder if they'll watch this one because I did like one of the titles is "I'm an ignorant American," so I wonder how fun that'll be. Oh, cute! Praise be, long live King Beefington. Thank you guys. Honestly, let's play it again. This is for everyone. Let the royal family come in. Kings, queens, princesses, all rise, all rise. As we, I don't know if you want to pledge allegiance to me, but we pledge our allegiance to the music, to the stream, to have a good day and a good year. So what is good? What is good? What is good? Welcome back. Welcome back. So again, just gonna edit the one song I've been working on. At least we're experiencing a Thug Hunter drought. Yeah. Yo, that Thug. Oh, thank God for that Thug Hunter drought. There are some people that came in I thought were being trolls, but I kind of want more trolls. They do make the stream a little bit more exciting. A little bit more exciting. They don't want them to fuck up the stream, but this is the jacket that the new NBA jacket that I got for Christmas this year. I got 76ers. I got 4 NBA jackets this year. It's fucking crazy. Bro, with gay porn on your other screen in the back. That was crazy. That was actually insane. But yeah, we got a new NBA jacket rocking the 76ers. The other one that I got for Christmas was the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I also got 2 more that I have to return. I fucked up on my sizes, so I was forced to buy essentially my own Christmas gift. And I'm probably gonna have to end up buying the second one, which is a nice Spurs jacket for Wemby. I got that jacket for Wemby. But I got 4 new NBA jackets this Christmas: 76ers, Minnesota, LA Clippers, and San Antonio Spurs. I might be up to I might have like half the teams at this point. I think I have like half the teams. I want to see if I can count them all. Nets. I have Nets, Magic, Portland, Cavs, Wizards. Trying to count the ones that got before Christmas. Knicks. I'm at 7 already. The Knicks. And then the 4 I got for Christmas. I don't even know. This render is killing my CPU. One sec. I got you. But I might have to go through and count it. I'm losing count at this point because I know I have a lot. I'm trying to think of like what I actually wear like often. Especially like work. Now I wear my Wizards one to work a lot. Anyways, let's get into it. Working on So Cold. I think I think I was just lining up the doubles, and I should be about like halfway done with it. And then we'll wait a little bit, and then we'll play Dom Rock's intro. We're getting some BBO. I did the thing with the synth. We OSU feature artist now. What? OSU featured artist? What is that? With the cinch? What's OSU featured? Not Ohio State University, right? Google OSU. If I Google OSU, Ohio State University is going to come up because I live in Ohio. Oh, see? Oh, this thing? Is that this? It's not this, is it? Oh, that was like the first thing that came up. What's sync? That's it? This? Oh. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. That's one way to get your music out there, I gotta say. Oh, sure. That is one way of doing music promo, I gotta say. So congrats to that. My friend was like top 10 in Australia on another OSU game type. Wow, holy shit. Like for a song getting played. Maybe I should do Resolute, honestly. That sounds like a good song for a video game. The year just started. Hey.
The year just started, I'm just trying to start it right. Last year I won a rematch, then I'm ready for the fight. One word, resolute, does that resonate with you? Will you feel any different when you make it out to June? The year just started, I'm just trying to start it right. Last year I won a rematch, then I'm ready for the fight. One word, resolute, does that resonate with you? Will you feel any different when you make it out to June?
Now you gotta peep their feature artist tab. I'm freaking out a little bit. 20 mil player base as of last year, so top 10 is insane. Oh shit, was it Mania? Oh wow, okay, damn, that is a really good way to get your music out. Damn, how the hell do I get on that? How the fuck do I get on a video game?
It's cold out, it makes them look. Time I'm on the ground.
I don't know where I'm at. Hold on.
Goddamn so cold.
There's a contact link on the FA tab. Maybe I'll do that sometime this year. I'm not gonna do it on the stream today, but
Goddamn so cold.
excuse me.
Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold.
Yeah, I kind of like that. All right. But later in the stream, we're gonna learn about. Also, if you guys have songs, send them my way. Still always play chatter music. That doesn't stop. There's one different. I was ranked number 3. What the hell? I did not know that was such a cheat code to get more plays. Get your song on a video game. What the hell?
I need a new In a new house, I might move to the Arctic. Move to the Arctic. Move to the Arctic.
Ooh.
New house, I might move to the Arctic. It's cold out, it makes them lethargic. Cold out, it makes them lethargic.
Oh my god. God damn. Damn, so seriously, like, is that a good strategy to get your music out, to get your name out there? Like, put it on a fucking video game? One of those click play beat games. I used to play that a lot, like on a phone back in the day, but like, I mean, I guess kids are playing that shit all the time now.
Time I'm on the grind, got no time I'm on the time I'm on the grind, got
Tap Tap Revenge, like any fucking game like that. Guitar Hero is the main one for me. I mean, I play Rock Band back in the day.
I ain't got no excuse to get great. I ain't got no excuse to get greater.
Huh. What a good intro into music. Mine was Rock Band. Didn't want me to learn how to play songs, but definitely was just like, it was key for me in like my music maturation. That's where I got a lot of, that was my early introduction to like a lot of rock songs, alternative rock songs.
Got no excuse to get, got no excuse, got no excuse to get greater. Got no excuse.
Not my intro to music. I've been playing flute for like 4 years at that point. Huh? I forget what I think my real intro to music was like anime AMV videos, like Naruto and Bleach animated music videos. I think that was really my first introduction to music.
I ain't got no excuse to get greater. Kid, and I lock myself in a hyper. Lock myself in a hyper. Myself in a hyperbolic time chamber.
I was so into American Idol as well when I was little. Apparently, I learned that from a YouTube video that it was rigged as fuck. Apparently, there's a trope of like white guy with a guitar. I forget, what was it? WGAT or something? WGAG? I forget. There's some acronym for it. But apparently, like, it was like really popular when there was a white guy with a guitar. Those were the people that always like made it far or something, or ended up winning. And the Discord, you should, how do you not, what the fuck, you should know this by now. How'd you get the notification? Yeah, if you play an instrument, you get more notes. More votes, sorry. If you play an instrument, you get more votes, yeah.
And if you touch, it can feel like.
Ooh.
And if you touch, it can feel like it's hot. And if you touch, it can feel like. And if you touch, it can feel like it's hot. Touch, it can feel like it's hot.
Males did better, they say, because it was young girls voting and they were in love with all the dudes. Yeah. Yeah, voting was so corrupt back then with American Idol. What the fuck? Now my render is bad.
Feel like it's hot. Feel like it's hot. Like it's hot. Touch, it can feel like it's hot.
No Paula slept with one of the contestants too. Damn. That'd be wild. That's sort of why I want to go to like an adult video convention, I want to go to a porn convention at one point in my life, because I'm like, I feel like if I walk in there and I just go into the BBW section, like they're gonna want to suck my dick like on spot. If it's a finished beats, okay, yeah. I had a dream once where she gave me a hand job. What's her name? Paula Abdul? Yeah, Paula Abdul. Damn. Bro, she's 61 now? What the fuck? Oh, okay. Hella makeup. And some work done. But this is what she looked like last year. I mean, she doesn't look 63. You still look old, but you don't look 63. That's crazy. I really do want to go to a porn convention, though. I feel like if you're like a somewhat attractive guy, it's like the easiest way to get laid is to go to a porn convention. They'll be like, fuck my fan, like, you know, all those fucking videos, like you get on like a fuck my fan video real fast. Burning it like I see. Remember when Bruno interviewed her and they were using the help as chairs and sitting on them? No. Oh my god, I did not see that. The help as chairs? Jesus Christ. Dude, the shit that capitalism was accepting back then was nuts, bro. People really want to live like lords and serfs. Burning it like I see that. Alright, give me a sec. Like I see high. Ooh. Damn, that was dirty. We'll check that out. A hot sack. Warming up in the pussy, I was feeling like again won't step. Like again won't. I remember like one of my earliest wet dreams. It was like I got a hand job from a bus driver. It was a sexy ass bus driver, probably some lady I was watching like porn on. But like it was like one of the weirdest wet dreams I ever had in my life. I got on it's like I was in either middle school or early high school, but like yeah, I got on the bus, got a hand job, and like woke up with my pants wet. My pants wet. Like again won't stop. Like again won't stop. Like again won't stop. Like again won't stop. I'll never. Make you bleed if you're coming for this spot. 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 I don't need ice to stay freezing. Shit, that was not. Okay. If you're coming for this spot. And then this part. I should be able to copy and paste. Honestly, this is the last of the song.
Yo, I like light.
What the hell?
Stay freezing. Yo, I like light.
Oh yeah, it's not. Yeah, I can get rid of that and where?
Up, leave you. I give, leave you freezing. So cold. Tell them that easy. Started the queens and developed the cold feet. I got a physique synonymous with a lion man. If you ride and cops, drip drop,
Oh, here it is.
in the Mach 2 slip knot. And cap, freezing, go eat.
When's the Hassan hate stream? As soon as we get done with the Australia shit, so it's probably gonna. If I stream, like, it's whatever stream is after today. I don't know if I'll be streaming on Saturday or not. It's always like a mixed bag. But it's after we're done with the Australia shit. The last of the apology tour, like the worst apology tour ever, is the full history of Australia documentary. It is 43 minutes that we're gonna watch. And then I think I'll have enough of my Australia fill for a while, and then we can go on. We'll do the Hassan hate stream, because I literally did find. It's kind of funny. I found another video to watch relating to the song. There's like two. So this one was like, someone literally said that I'm a victim of the Hasanabi Clips industrial complex. I was like, yo. Even these editors, song catching strays from editors. I was like, damn. I'm like, he's not the golden boy of socialism anymore. I haven't been following him at all since it's almost been a month, I guess. But I don't know what his views are like. I really don't care. I'll probably look back on it like a couple months from now to see if he fell off or not. I cannot be the new golden boy of socialism. I am trying to read socialist or leftist books though, so we'll see how that turns out. But I mean, the dude literally went to school for poli-sci, so
freezing, go eat. Mach 2 slip knot out of the. I am joking. It's an overflow of the dopamine. So cold. Goddamn, so cold. So cold. Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so cold.
oh, I was gonna repeat.
Goddamn, so cold. 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 Goddamn. Goddamn, so cold.
Ooh, my God. All right, so where does it start?
Banging the Mach.
Wait,
freezing.
starts here.
The Mach 2 slip knot out of the ice. just an attitude. Go easy, I like light ice with my drink, please. No.
Oh, Jesus. This one.
Too like Kobe, I gotta smoke. Easy, go easy.
Okay.
Go easy.
Ugh. Is that it? Oh, okay, I can do this. I know this right here.
Breezy, go easy, I like breezy, go easy. Go easy, I like go easy. Go easy, go easy, I like light ice. Go easy, I like light ice. My drink, please, no brain freeze with the ice cream.
Yeah, I gotta. Next thing we have to do is level all of this shit. Some of them are so loud. But we gotta get this shit leveled up. As soon as it gets leveled, then we'll be able to adjust the actual like gain on this individual track. And it will start to sound a little bit smoother from there. Fuck.
Like I got a smoke show who can smoke me. Who can smoke me? Choking.
But I guess, how was everyone's day? Does anyone have anything exciting they want to share? I got my car back today. I got a little fender bender, a little fendy bendy. I don't know, it was my fault. But my insurance is pretty good. God, I can't talk. My insurance is pretty good, and it only cost me $250 for all the fixes and for the rental. So it wasn't really that bad. Just really a slight inconvenience in my life. But I definitely needed my alignment done to my car, and they changed out like some bearing within my wheel, one of my wheels, and it feels like it drives so much better. Sometimes it's like a blessing in disguise when shit happens to you like that. But it feels like my car is driving better. It feels a lot smoother. I feel so happy to be driving in my car again. I was just sort of getting tired of the rental. The rental was a sedan. I don't like small cars. I like big cars. So, yeah, pretty excited to get my car back. What's the car situation in Australia? Do people like drive a lot of sedans? Do people have expensive cars, or do they have like trucks or bigger cars, bigger SUVs type shit?
Goddamn so cold.
So I was wondering about that. Is there like
Goddamn so cold.
there's like one place in America where like it's just so congested. I don't even think you're allowed to have like a bigger car like in the city or something like that. And there's another city that I know called Denver where it's like highly recommended that you have a bigger car because of the amount of snow that it gets.
Goddamn so cold.
So I'm trying to wonder what the car vibes of Australia are like.
Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold. Woo.
Hey. Nice. All right. Acute, you still in the chat? You still here? Oh, looks like he took it off. Oh, I guess he's gone. All right. No sweat to me, honestly, because I actually like need to finish this song. All right. I want to play it from the beginning, or at least a little bit.
It's so cold. Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold.
Yeah, I mean, always send it.
Negative 20 degrees, though hot water in the air when it freezes. So cold. That's how cold it can be when you piss off motherfucker like me. So cold. Though I give leave you freezing fake fucks who wanna be me. I tell them that it ain't easy. Started the quizzes, develop the cold feet.
I'm gonna add. These two.
It freezes so cold.
These two might get used up again. Yeah, pretty exact. All right, let's see what you got, Dom Rocks. You already played this song. You played this yesterday. I already heard that song, Elation. Played that yesterday. Was that the one with my lyric in it? Oh no, that was Brotherly Love. Honestly, I'll play Brotherly Love again, just because it has my words in it. Nah, you played Elation. I actually do like this song, honestly. Maybe because it has my words in it.
You kill me on the inside, just seeing my brother die. Booming in the background, the sky falls down. You ought to try brotherly love. I hope you find brother.
I'm a political artist, only gonna write political songs. No way, no you're not. You say you're non-political at all. You said no politics.
Martyrs on the inside of these
Can't show this to my Jewish friends, damn it. Yeah, I had so many Jewish people unfollow me on Instagram for me like posting about the genocide. Yeah, I know you don't like politics. To me it's like I have to pay attention because I'm like, I just made one because my musician friend has been posting about it 24/7. Oh yeah, that's right. But I like have to focus about politics because to me it's like, it's really the way the world works. And it's like, I don't know, it's just like a level of awareness. And it is corrupt as hell. Like, it's corrupt. I do understand that politics it's like always corrupt no matter what. Dude, Brotherly Love is it's actually a really good song. Alright.
Easy started the queens and developed the gold feed. I got a physique synonymous with a lie, man. If you're heating up, about to turn cold, I'll shut you down, man. It's all working out.
I only fuck with the ones that want to release the alien footage.
I am a god. You zealous kiss upon my hand.
It's like everyone believes in aliens, but like they're everywhere and like they show up on everywhere in the world. Like true. When is Australia gonna legalize weed? Is that like ever a thing that's coming up? Maybe 5 to 10 years? Yo, that's criminal. Fuck. That's the one thing I'm gonna have to give up. We have one state where it's decriminalized. Only decriminalized though? Which state? Canberra? It's the only one I know. That's the smallest one I know. Yeah. It's like DC. It's like the DC of Australia. It's probably going to be the first place to legalize it then too. That's the only state where it's decriminalized. Yo, I can literally get deported for smoking weed. My fucking God. Damn, my ass will literally get deported. Yeah, we have a lot of sniffer dogs. Yo, what the hell? How the hell do you buy weed in Australia? I mean, you have your dealer, I get that, but like, where the hell do they get their weed? Mostly public transport and events. For the dogs, wow, shit. Yo, the indigenous, the aboriginals just gotta say that we love weed, honestly. Maybe they'll change their minds. You got searched by one once? Fuck. I'm about to stock up on like dab pens and shit before I go there. I'm gonna have to just fly to Amsterdam and back. At a concert, I smoked weed beforehand. Ugh. Sucks so bad. And I really do like smoking weed. I think I'm about to find a healthy balance between like weed, playing video games, and content. Because like I don't think I can. Like one of my songs is literally called, or one of the lyrics of my songs is literally "Spirits of my weed." Like I do get some ideas when I'm high, so I kind of don't want to give that up. I might even cop some weed tomorrow. So like on Thursdays, I'm just gonna relax. Thursdays and Sundays is just to relax, and maybe those days I can just smoke weed and play video games, honestly. But I want to practice putting away my Xbox so I'm not tempted during the week because I have to, I have to make content. I gotta be a content creator. There's a Facebook page though that posts wherever the dogs are. Wow. Jesus. Talk about police state. That is not fun. They should like make an app where the cops are at. Do the cops have guns in Australia? Because I saw on the news that the cops like killed somebody a couple of months ago, and apparently it was like years. Well, maybe it was in the state, but like it was like years since the last time that's happened. My ass is literally gonna be taking public transportation everywhere when I first moved there. So I'm like, shit. I can't be smoking and going on bike rides. I wish Acute didn't leave. Like, people just aren't used to how this stream works, I guess. Like, I do have to make my songs. I'm like, the audience isn't the only artist here. Mm. Are you about to shit your pants when you got searched? Yeah. Every time I get pulled over, it's like you can be like calm. You could try to be as calm as you want, but when you get pulled over in the States, like you always think like, okay, like the cops can shoot me. Like that's like their first. It's like I don't know if that's everyone's first thought, but like that's always my first thought. I didn't know if I had some stash in my wallet, which sometimes I do. Police always make me uncomfortable. Yeah, but yeah, do cops have guns in Australia? Like, what's the biggest controversy for being a cop in Australia? Like, do they don't kill they don't kill people though, right? They don't kill people a lot. Is there police brutality in Australia? I'm the wrong person to ask. Yeah. Yeah, let me go ask the 5 black people that live in Australia. Like, there's probably tons of black people that live in Australia. I should say Africans, because like black is so much different across the world. 2% of the population fucking knew it. That's crazy. That is wild. There's no Africans in Australia. I wonder how many Americans. I wonder how much they differentiate on like a census for that. Like an American versus like an African black. Like, what do you put on your identity on like a census? Does it say like Australian? Does it say American? I know you don't 'cause I know this enough that you don't put your personal information on a ballot, but like what about your driver's license? Does it say like white? No clue. Do you have a driver's license? We always group Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders together. Hmm. I don't know how bad that might be. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if it says your race on your license. Huh. Dude, of course that's unique to fucking America. Like, I'm not even like surprised. That would be weird as hell. Yeah, my license says like black. It says like black or African American. It's like a standard. Everything like you sign up for, all the information that you put on when you apply for a job, like everything that you can possibly sign up for, you put your ethnicity down in America. Like straight up everything. That's why I have to specifically ask for a black doctor. Say that's weird, but it's normal as fuck in the States. People start calling like America, America, to the KKK. And remnants of the KKK are alive and well. This country's racist history is like no other. Oh my god, I'm only halfway through the fucking song. This shit takes forever. Dude, making a song takes forever. Smoothing this bitch out. That's when I could use a break. Where are the chatters with the music? We actually had a pretty good stream yesterday. Apparently I capped out at like 8 concurrent viewers at one time. Yeah. Sometimes we be popping off. Yeah, feedback streams always fluctuate, yeah. Maybe some people are working on their songs. It is the new year. I know when everyone has their own song of the summer is when they'll be back. But I'm also, what I'm banking on is that like people will eventually just start watching me for me, and it starts to feel like more of a hangout than anything. I'm hoping that I can pull people from YouTube. Like I'm still streaming on YouTube right now. I've been getting some of my videos like garner some type of attention, honestly. And I'm just being me. I'm not trying to react to the trendiest topic, honestly. But like I don't know if you know who this chick is, but like I kind of want to react to Blair White. She's a fucking psycho. She is transphobic as hell. I don't even know if you should call it transphobic because it's straight up like just hate. She like hates trans people so much. And I think that could be like a good amount of her content, but like this bitch she's so hateful towards like she's like a right-wing YouTuber, but I still want to watch her, honestly. I'm like, I feel like some points I might be able to agree with. Nothing on trans. Nothing what she says on trans people I could ever agree with, but just like she had this like one video about like the body positivity movement. Yeah, I did watch the new Dave Chappelle, actually. I watched it the day of, honestly. Yeah, he had some trans jokes, but he also changed it to like disabled jokes. Those old ass like the old people like, oh, I identify as like a trash can. I think I'm trash. Like those kind of jokes are so outdated and so old. Like that's just not even funny anymore. So he did say some stuff like that where I was like, But I don't know. Dave Chappelle is not as yeah, he's not as funny as he used to. He like makes money off his name and his clout, but I do gotta say, like, his jokes aren't hitting as hard. Like, who's the go for you? I mean, of stand up, I mean, it was Dave Chappelle. Honestly, for a while, it was some other guy that got canceled. Oh, God. Sam Merrill? No, not Sam Merrill. That's a basketball player. Sam Miller was a basketball player. Sam, maybe it was Sam something. Oh, there's some dude that got canceled. I thought he was funny as fuck. Sam Morrill. No, no, Sam Morrill. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I think I don't know what happened to him. I thought that guy was pretty funny, and then he just like poof went away. Norm Macdonald. Then probably Dave. Maybe it'd be like I watched Richard Pryor honestly, and his shit's still kind of timeless. I mean, if you're an American, the shit still hits. So it's still kind of hard to top Richard Pryor. That man was still funny as fuck. You're just so fucking goofy. But I don't know about stand up. There are like comedians that are funny as fuck just on TV. Any comedians you hate or think are terrible? Gabriel Iglesias. Yo, honestly, like Bert Kreischer, the guy who takes off his shirt and is like one joke he's known for now is the machine joke that he made into a movie. Yeah, that guy's not that good. And there's some other guy. It's always like a right leaning guy. Joe Rogan's probably pretty funny. I did watch who you should go watch Fat Rascal. What's his name? Stavros. I saw Stavros live. I think it was that special. I saw the Stavros like special live. No, I don't think I've seen Joe stand up. I think I've only seen like bits and pieces, maybe like bits and pieces of clips. Ali Wong is hilarious. Not gonna lie, I sort of liked a lot Eliza Schieslinger. I thought she was pretty good. Maybe all-time favorite female comedian is Ali Wong. Male comedian, it might be like Richard Pryor. There's like just some obscure like people that no one ever hears of. Oh, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's up there. How can I forget about Kevin Hart? I was watching a lot of Kevin Hart in his early days. He was like Kevin Hart in his golden age before he went into Hollywood was so fucking funny. Oh my god. I honestly think Kevin Hart is somewhat better than Dave Chappelle because he doesn't. Excuse me. He doesn't tell stories anymore. Or sorry, he doesn't tell jokes anymore. He like tells stories, and it's like, oh yeah, this story is supposed to be funny. There's a joke within the story. Call me controversial. Hmm. Not all the time. Sometimes it's like actually just straight up jokes. But there are people I've seen like I don't know, like comedy's so subjective. It's like one of the most subjective forms of art. So like some of the funniest people I've seen are like random ass people that I've like seen just going out in my city. But I was actually dying when I was watching Stavros. Like that was so fucking funny. And funny enough, he's friends with Hassan. Is only thing that can get annoying about Stavros, which he does have a nice laugh, is just he can laugh so much to where it's like that nervous laughter, and I something about nervous laughter just irks me. I don't like nervous laughter that much. I am Jet. What is good? What is good? Welcome back. Welcome back. Seems like you are not a first time chatter. It is not feedback. Like my commands are on the screen. Oh, people are so quick with the feedback. It takes them to fucking Reddit. Top 5, Norm, Dave, Shane Gillis, Theo Vaughn, Bill Burr. Oh, Bill Burr is up there. Fuck. Bill Burr actually tells jokes. You know, I'll put Bill Burr up there. I saw him live too. He's coming back to Columbus later this year, so I think I'll have to see him again. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm just so happy with the mix. That didn't the track that I've made. Yeah, send it through. Put it in the Discord. If you should already be in the Discord, why are you not in the Discord? I thought you were a royal family member, huh? Huh? You already fit one criteria. You already been a follower. We're going through the mundane task of fucking producing, music editing, getting the sound volumes right. But we're gonna do reacts later. We're gonna watch. I'm moving to Australia in 2026. So I've been learning about Australia. And after we're done learning about Australia, we're going to do an anti-Hassan stream. Put the apostate in the guillotine? What the hell does that mean? Just curious. Oh, still sitting at 3 views. Apostate is when you leave a religion. So is I am Jet the apostate? Yeah. Yeah, anyone who leaves the Discord is an apostate. It makes no sense. You get the Noti gang, you get to hear other people's music. It's only a plus to stay in the Discord. It makes no sense to me. If they leave and come back, label them sinner in Discord. Yo, can I actually do that? Okay, I just sent my track in your Discord. Alright. Give me a sec. I'm almost done with this gain adjustment. Damn, okay. I think you might be able to do that. I might ask my friend to ask him how we can do that. I think I made him like a moderate. I think I gave him like some good control powers on the Discord. All right, as soon as I'm done with this gain adjustment, these fine gain adjustments, we're going to play your song. So just wait. Just wait. Have some patience. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, I am Jet. What's good with you? How's your day? How's your New Year's starting off? You got any New Year's resolutions? Any New Year's resolutions?
The year just started, I'm just trying to start it right. Last year I won a rematch, then I'm ready for the fight. One word, resolute. Does that resonate with you? Will you feel any different when you make it out to June? The year just started, I'm just trying to start it right. Last year I won a rematch, then I'm ready for the fight. One word, resolute. Does that resonate with you? Will you feel any different when you make it out to June?
Alright, I think I finished all of that. Oh shit, fine. That's done. Oh. Yeah, any New Year's resolutions? I am Jet. Oh shit, it's already been an hour. I swear to God, time flies. I don't know. Alright. Alright, what we got? I'm Jet. Girls I've loved before. Okay, we got a touchy-feely song over here. Let's see what you got. Our homeboy. I'm Jet. Welcome back. Let's see what you got. Hopefully this is playlist worthy.
To all the girls that I've loved before, and this void to
Oh, this is a mix.
heart. But from those pains, I found
Someone
my
was supposed to
core.
like put me in like one of their mixes.
To all the girls that
And I don't
I've
think
loved
it's ever happened yet.
before, you taught me good moral lesson. You
Yeah,
taught
I mean,
me well
any small
on
goals
my
is a good goal.
confession. I know it's been years now after our split, and I was like, I'm done with y'all.
I'm not sure if that's possible.
Y'all ain't nice to me, but don't worry, I forgive you all. And I just wanna say to y'all, to all the girls that I've loved before, and disappoint tore my heart, but from those pains I found my core. To all the girls that I've loved before, you taught me good moral lesson. You taught me well about
Do you DJ by any chance? Do you work as a DJ?
After the stores, I found a new shore. Washed away pain I
I feel like you should give that a chance. I feel like people would like to hear this on the dance floor. You can probably make a pretty good DJ. Never thought about DJing? You can literally play your own mixes, your own songs.
I have a message to all of my exes. I wanna tell you.
But DJing has to be a pretty cool gig. Like you just get paid. You get paid to play music. So I'll be the same as the Chainsmokers, Alan Walker, etc. Okay.
And I just wanna let you know.
If you want to be like the Chainsmokers, you're gonna need some like intense hits that just like are at the beginning or the middle of the song. Something that really just like makes you feel. Maybe you gotta do a little bit more drugs, honestly. I'm not. You have to get abstract. It can't sound too much like the original song. Especially when you want to avoid the copyrights. That's what I'm. Wait, is that you singing it or is that another song? Check general. Oh, bitch. Oh my god. Bitch, everything! Alright, we don't need the effects like that. Oh, that's you singing? That's your song? Oh. I feel like you. That's why it sounds so familiar. I think you sent it before. If that was you singing, then yeah, that was an amazing song. Yeah, I think you've literally sent this before. For a while back ago. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yo, dude, can I send in work in progress, get some feedback on the mixing frequency spectrum? I don't know if I can do like specific feedbacks. I know I have feedback in the title, but really we just like chill, vibe, and listen to y'all music. And I'll give you a round of applause. I Am Jed, that was a really good song. But yeah, you gotta drop a follow. First, you gotta be a follower, join the royal family, then join the Discord, put it in Discord. Hey, thank you. And then we're trying to get to 10 subs. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. Trying to drink out of a shoe, baby. Trying to become a true Aussie boy. True Aussie boy. So what we do here on the BB King live stream, I just listen to y'all music. I don't do line skips or anything. I just ask for your patience as I make my own songs on stream. I write, record, and produce a little bit on stream. And then we also do some reacts after I'm done with that. Nah, you gotta put it in the Discord. You have to be in the Discord. That's like, it's a rule. It's the two things I ask for. Let's see. I'm sorry. But no, you can't just drop your link into the chat. You have to drop it into the Discord. I know. Seems like a lot. These two things have never mentioned Canal ever. I mean, Canal is fine. Canal's not that bad. What do you want me to watch? Fine Arts of Stool Humping? Alright, I'm definitely gonna check this out a little bit.
Get on up!
We'll watch that in a second. You said, oh damn, that's attitude. This is Joe Rogan stand up.
Get on up.
No. And by the way, when you see someone moving around like that on stage, I will bet you every penny I have they're not funny.
Stuff her in the corner of the couch. Oh, fucking.
Fuck. Is that the equivalent of a guy stool fucker?
There's not a lot of
Shah
women
Shah
that can
has
do
kind of
that,
an
though.
elitist approach to comedy. It's quite interesting. He likes bars, he says. He likes jokes. He doesn't like stool fucking.
How does this work? When he comes, his whole body just erupts.
Anytime I saw someone miming having sex, pumping air,
Yeah.
I would just go, not funny.
No.
It was just like, it was a sign of like,
But what if there's a bit where you have to mime pumping air? Stool fucking, if it's the right bit, can be funny.
Really?
But it has to be a real comic with a real reason to fuck that stool. There has to be something to it.
Of course he's gonna give himself that kind of praise. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. The fine art of stool fucking. Yo, this is out of pocket. Oh my god.
It looks dumb, all right? This is just being gay. That's all. Ass in the air. That's it.
There's got to be a bit.
Pumping air?
Yeah, but
you mean like
there's got to be
screwing pumping?
some-
Bro
yeah,
thinks
some
he's
bits.
Mozart straight up. Like, he's like, he's like, I have mastered this art. You have to be really into that stool to make it really funny. Yo, he's straight up like, I have gone through depths of my imagination to come up with this bit, and at the end of it, it was to fuck this stool.
But who doesn't know what that looks like? Why do you need to pump?
Maybe there's a reason. There's got to be a something.
Unless, like, you're imitating someone having a heart attack pumping.
I'm not that retarded. It looks fucking stupid.
And most of the move around people are pushing it, just oversell shit by
I see what you're saying.
physicalizing what should be just funny the way you say it.
I think that, okay. I think like physical comedy can be funny, especially if it goes with the bit. If you're relying too much on your knee jerk and stupid ass movements, I can see it not being that funny. But he's adding a lot of like exaggeration. Maybe there is a joke behind it too. But yo, he's just tearing into Joe Rogan at this point, saying that like he's literally just calling Joe Rogan not funny to his face. That's kind of funny.
Fucking pencil and write that shit down. Bitch.
I'm trying to think if Eddie fucked a stool. I imagine
Remember
he might
Eddie
have been
fucking
in-
no stool, bro. See, I like Eddie, I like Richard, I like Chris
Yeah.
Rock, bless you. I like
Yeah.
Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? Like I like people that have something to say. All that stool fucking is like, I would never disrespect the craft like that.
Well, you wouldn't have to disrespect it. You would just have to want.
He's defending himself so hard. Like Joe Rogan is not a comedian, yo. Everyone's just calling Joe Rogan not a comedian. That's crazy.
do it and then try it.
Yo.
If the content is about your physicality,
Right.
that's not dancing.
Right.
Dancing's when you put like English, like when you're doing this to accentuate what you're
Yes.
saying. It's like, screw that. We don't need that.
One more cocktail. I'm not that funny, man. I need some help.
Man,
Thank you.
Schaub too, man.
Shout out to Brendan Schaub.
I really do appreciate what you do for comics though.
All right, that was pretty gold. That was nice. That was nice. That was funny. Yo, I was excited for that dude's dude got so butthurt. It's like, oh man, that's attitude. Oh, I'm so sad that the chatter left. Oh my god. Oh, please come back, chatter. We didn't mean to hurt your feelings. We want to hear your music. What a flash. What a flash. He was a flash. That guy came and went. So cold. Goddamn so cold. Goddamn so cold. Where can I draw? I got some DMB for you. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. First, you gotta give me that follow, baby. Join the royal family. Thank you. Hey.
I look real good today.
Let's go.
I look real good
Let's
today.
go.
I look
Okay,
real
then you
good
gotta
today.
join the Discord.
I look real good today.
Just put it the command Discord and then join the Discord, put it in there, and then it's official. I'm not no bullshit line skipper. We just chill, want to vibe out to people's music. Some guy said I had too much attitude because I was like, it's like, can I drop the link in here? I was like, no, sorry. That's not how I accept links. The goal of this community, put it in finished songs, not BB reacts to. Sorry. But the goal of this community is so that everyone, you're good, so that everyone can play each other's music, listen to each other's underground music. And if you everyone ever hear something that they like from another chatter, it'll be right there in that chat Discord. That's why I tell you to put it in finished songs. You don't know. One day we could have like 50 people watching at the same concurrently. And like I said, I will never ever do line skips. The only thing I ask for is your patience, because as you can see, I'm working on a song right now. And I was working on this song. It took me some time. I did a lot before, but working on a song, and then we'll go into React soon. But while I'm watching the React videos, and you guys when you hear your music, sometimes I will pause in between. Like this next one, I'm definitely gonna have to pause in between because it's a long ass video. But all I ask is for your patience. I will always get to your music. Like I'm trying to find the best underground artists, have the best underground community on Twitch. It's been pretty good so far, I gotta say. Hold on, let me just do some. As you can see, I just want to slightly touch up this double shit, and then we'll get to your track. It's not gonna take long at all.
Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so. Goddamn, so cold.
Okay.
Goddamn, so cold. So cold. Goddamn, so cold.
A little lower.
Goddamn, so cold.
How does it sound without it?
Goddamn.
Yes. Maybe I need a lower. I have to do a little finagling. I'll do it later, but let me leave it like this.
Goddamn, so cold. Wanna be me, I tell them that easy. Started the quizzes, developed the cold feet. I got a physique, synonymous with a line man. If you're heating up, about to turn cold, I'll shut you down, man. It's all working out, just gotta follow the God's plan. I am the guy, you zealous kiss upon my hand.
That one sounded pretty good.
Just gotta follow the God's plan.
That one did not sound so good.
Follow the God's plan. I am the guy, you zealous kiss upon my hand. Can't level up, leave you behind, you certain to ride. It's like a plot, MX plus B equals Y, you can't stop. If you can't understand, then I think you dumber than cops. Drip drop, head banging, and the Mach 2 slip knot. Out on the ice to stay freezing, go easy. I like light ice with my drink, please. No brain freeze with the ice cream. Just an attitude like Kobe. I got a smoke show, who can smoke me? While I smoke her, I am choking. It's an overflow of the dopamine. So cold. Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so cold.
Hold on. This will make sense.
Goddamn. Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so cold.
Oh, I'll steal
You
it.
like Kobe, I get an overflow of the dopamine. So cold. Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so cold.
It was there.
Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so cold. So cold. Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn, so cold. Goddamn.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it some. Just a little extra. Help it blend in a little bit.
Goddamn, so cold.
All right.
Goddamn so cold.
The next time we're gonna do a lot more fine tuning. I'm gonna have to break up these doubles.
I need a new house, I might move to the Arctic. Some say that when it's cold out, it makes them lethargic. But in the wintertime, I'm on the grind, got no excuse to get greater. I take the key and I lock myself in a hyperbolic time chamber.
That's right. So
I'm
cold.
so cold that my skin
So
even toast,
cold.
I feel like it's hot. Got that freeze burn and it ain't like icy hot.
We write,
Just warming up
record,
in the
and
breeze,
produce
feel like
all
a
on
damn
stream.
shot. I'll
I
never
want people to get the
block
full
and
experience. So
make
yeah, I
it
wrote this on stream.
I don't need ice to stay freezing. Go easy. I like light ice with my
Hear the
drink,
lyrics.
please. No brain freeze with the ice cream. Just an attitude like Kobe. I got a smoke show who can smoke me. While I smoke her, I'm choking. It's an overflow of the dopamine. So cold.
Oh, that's it.
Goddamn so cold.
But yeah, this is how I write on stream. So
Goddamn so cold.
there's some of the songs we wrote rewritten before.
Goddamn so cold.
But I'm focusing on actually recording and putting out a lot more. I don't know the next time I'm gonna actually write down a song.
Goddamn so cold.
But I'm heavily inspired by British rap, so it's probably gonna be like
so cold.
a British drill beat next time.
So cold.
All right, I think I'm done with this for today. I'm gonna fine tune it. I'm inspired by British music too, honestly, dude. It's like British. They're bringing the classiness back to rap. I swear to God. My track is UK DMB inspired for sure. Oh shit! How old are you? Where you from? All right. Okay. We got Dino Spumani, 31 from New York. I'm 27 in Columbus, Ohio. Let's see what you got. Time to slide. Swag like Ohio, straight up. Trippy Red. I'm actually from Maryland, so don't get it twisted. I just live in Ohio. Damn, now this sounds crazy. Underground shows in New York then? I'm like, you're too good to not be playing shows. Not really? Yo, you gotta try, like New York dubsteppers were bonus. 100%. Webster Hall? I don't know where Webster Hall is. Is that not close to the city? Basement Saturdays back in the day. Oh, dude. I say go back to it. This is Manhattan, okay.
The fuck?
Yeah, I didn't see the actual list. But should we check it out while we're on stream? Fuck, could not dox myself. Was it his list on everyone that was on the island or something? Well, Dino, that was some excitement, I honestly gotta say. Goddamn. Goddamn. Nice. Good job. Good job. Good job. That was sick. That was sick. Banger alert. Banger alert. Banger. That was pretty nice. I gotta say, that was pretty nice. That was pretty awesome. Like I said, you gotta play that in more underground shows in the fucking basements and shit. Yeah, I feel like the list is of the people that were on the island. So yeah, now we're in the reacts portion of the stream. And so yeah, I'm moving to Australia in 2026, and I'm sort of just like, I want to learn more about Australia, about the culture, what it is about the country, more about the country. And I said some unsavory things in like my first Australia video. We learned about the Aboriginals of Australia, and I didn't say any like I said some pretty mean shit. I said some pretty mean stuff from my ignorance about the Aboriginals of Australia. Lots of cool wildlife out there, dude. I'll get my basketball beaches and mountains fixed so easy. I'm moving to Melbourne. I want to try to move to Melbourne. But yeah, like I said some unsavory comments about the Aboriginals, about their appearance. Didn't use any of the nasty words that we learned about. One is called a half caste. It's not like it pretty much is like the N word, but you can't say it. I don't even want to say you can't say it. Just don't say it to any Aboriginal, especially if you're in Australia. Just don't say the word at all. Like kind of just saying it on stream. I wonder if I'll get banned for saying that occasionally. But we learned about I learned about one offensive word in Australia for the Aboriginals. I'm trying to learn more about their history. They had a stolen generation in the early 1990s. The European or like the British colonizers would kidnap children, and they wanted to breed out their lineage of being native to Australia. And it's a huge thing. It was one of Australia's darkest past that they even have an I'm sorry day. I think it's in May. I think you said May 27th. And I was like, damn, it's been a little over 100 years since those atrocities. And Australia is trying to rectify it in some ways, but I think by giving them land, they didn't give them a seat in Parliament. I think that was for New Zealand Aboriginals or New Zealand natives. I don't know, still iffy. But I was like, what the fuck? It's almost been like 300 years since like slavery, you know, and America doesn't even have an I'm sorry day. I was like, what the fuck? Like descendants of slaves can't even get an I'm sorry from their government. That's crazy. And Australia is like actively trying to preserve their culture and rectify the wrongs of Australia's past. And I was like, damn, that's amazing. But yet we still get racist ass commenters in the comments who misconstrued what that video just entailed. It was my first time seeing them. I've now learned a lot less ignorant, and I would never make those comments ever again. But like I was just amazed that, you know, they could look the way that they do. So we're on our little apology tour, continuing with the apology tour today by learning about the full history of Australia documentary. It's 43 minutes long. If you have any more songs, please send them my way. We will pause intermediately to listen to it. No big deal. But this is the last of the apology tour of me learning about the full history of Australia before I moved to Australia. After this, we will get into, it's not going to be today, but we'll definitely get into some Hassan hate, the Hassan hate stream. All right, let's see what. Let's learn about the history of Australia. Let's see if we find any cool shit. Struggle is the architect of the soul. James Cook. Yo, I swear to God, if this is Eurocentric, if this documentary is Eurocentric as fuck, I swear to God, colonizers got to ruin everything. Why is James Cook?
It is a land shaped by a dynamic and incredible history.
James Cook is the first quote that we see.
Familiar to the rest of the world, but also totally exotic, with elements not seen anywhere else.
A British explorer, dude, they were the worst.
One of the oldest in the world, developed in not total but very heavy isolation from the rest of the
Damn, look at this. Hey, they're starting with the Aboriginals. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. But yeah, Australia is such a strange land because yeah, it really did break off from a mainland, and the whole continent is essentially an island. So it's just, it is amazing that, you know, that these indigenous people like this are still around.
Race, making it distinct from anything seen elsewhere. In the 17th century,
Exactly.
however, a new group arrived on the scene. The Europeans. Initially, they would disregard the island, which is nearly the size of the whole continent, until one group found opportunity in it. The British. They would embark on a period of settlement and conquest, creating the modern nation-state with which we are familiar. It would not be easy, however, and a huge number of challenges, both internal and external, awaited them there, which would draw into question the country's ability to survive at all. Hello and welcome to Fire of Learning. This is the Fifth World, the Southern Land, or in Latin, Terra Australis. This is the full history of Australia.
The land down
Ladies and
under.
gentlemen, thank you for joining us as we now add Australia to the list of nations and peoples whose history
Cool.
we have fully covered in our documentary series.
Wow. So they already did England, United States, Ireland, Germany, Rome, Byzantinian. I guess that's the Byzantine. France, Scotland, Prussia. I guess that's Russia. Now we're down to Australia. That still has the fucking UK flag on it, dude. Will Australia ever not be a part of the Commonwealth? Like why is it still? Do people in Australia even recognize that the Commonwealth, like, it's not a fully fledged country? Like you're owned by the UK. That's fucking wild.
There will be no part 2 to this video. We will be doing it all in one sitting.
Okay.
I'm proud to announce as well that this is our 10th History of Nations and Peoples nation. 10 down and a whole world to go. Before we begin, I would like to thank, and as always I'll do my best with the names, Albin Pay, or Pays, Michelin Desergev, David Alloy, Chad Prentice, LD, Sonaram, Sebastian Drouin, or Sebastian Drouin, Trevor Young, Everett Rosendahl, Aud Draken, Crabface McGrouch, William Lingenfelter, and Mark Triner for being our most recent supporters on Patreon. They join these supporters who make these videos possible. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this in the future. Now then, let's get to it.
Part 1. The first Australians. The Aboriginal Australians. Damn. This whole ass segment is dedicated. A 12-minute segment dedicated to just the Aboriginals. This is what we needed. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's learn.
The term Indigenous Australian refers to both Aboriginal Australians and the Torres Strait Islanders, who are separate ethnic groups. The
Is that
Torres
New Zealand?
Strait Islanders have only a population of around 4,000 in the modern day, and
Damn.
inhabit the islands of the Torres Strait in between Australia and New Guinea.
Oh.
Aboriginal Australians are the native inhabitants of mainland Australia and Tasmania.
Oh.
To understand them, we must briefly
Yo,
go...
I had no idea Tasmania was like a part of Australia. Is the Tasmanian devil extinct? I remember we learned about like a lot of exotic animals are going extinct in Australia. Jesus Christ. My computer is being so weird.
quite far back in time. Researchers believe that the first humans made their
Tasmania
way-
had tigers. Huh. Not the. What about the Tasmanian? Are there tigers in Australia? Like, what kind of? Are there any like crazy ass animals that would set foot in the city? Like, is that a thing? Oh, it's endangered. Oh shit! I swear to God, Tasmanian devils. I thought they were close to being extinct. I guess not. But yeah, of course they're in Tasmania, so that makes sense.
to Australia around 50 to 60,000.
Look up Tasmanian tiger. Okay. Tasmania. Oh shit. Oh, these were the ones that were hunted into extinction. Yeah, it looks like a dog. It literally is a dog. The front is a dog and the back is like a cat. That's crazy. It's literally a cat dog. Oh, the thylacine. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Extinct. Whoa. Also commonly known as the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, an extinct carnivorous marsupial that was native to Australia mainland and the islands of Tasmania and New Guinea. The thylacine died out on New Guinea and mainland Australia around 3,600 to 3,200 years ago prior to the arrival of Europeans. Okay, they weren't hunted to extinction. Possibly because of the introduction of the dingo, whose earliest record dates to around the same time, but which never reached Tasmania. Prior to European settlement, around 5,000 remain in the wild on Tasmania. Beginning in the 19th century, they were perceived as a threat to the livestock of farmers, and bounty hunting was introduced. The last known species died in 1936 at Hobart Zoo in Tasmania. The thylacine is widespread in popular culture and is a cultural icon in Australia. Wow. Cool. I know I'm gonna have to become somewhat of a zoologist living in Australia.
Years ago, perhaps even before this. This was thousands of years before the first humans set foot in Europe, the Americas, or Northern Asia. In this time, sea levels were far lower by about 400 feet, and a land bridge existed throughout much of Southeast Asia. It did not directly connect Australia to the land, but made the distances between the islands much smaller, thus facilitating movement. These peoples, therefore, are believed to have been some of the first seafaring peoples. It is unclear if the migration occurred in only a single wave or multiple, and thus when this period of migration ended is unknown. Most Aboriginal Australians appear to have diverged from other groups, such as the people of New Guinea, around 36,000 years ago. The sea levels rose to around current levels around 6,000 years ago. It seems that within the past 6,000 years, however, there has been a degree of pre-European contact, primarily, or perhaps exclusively, in the north of Australia. Evidence suggests that there was contact and genetic influence from as recent as 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, from modern-day India. Some northern Aboriginal Australians and Indians share about 11% of their DNA. Other important clues, such as the presence of foreign animals, like the dingo, and linguistic changes, point to...
So it's like the dingo, is that a dog? Or like, is that a wild animal? Because I want a Shiba Inu as a pet. The dingo, or consider one of the following independent taxa: Canis familiaris dingo, like a wolf or wild dog, I think, is an ancient basal lineage of dog found in Australia. Its taxonomic classification is debated as indicated by a variety of scientific names presently applied in different publications. It is variously considered a form of domestic dog, not warranting recognition as a subspecies of dog or wolf, or a full species in its own right. The dingo is a medium-sized canine that possesses a lean, hardy body, adapted for speed, agility, and stamina. The dingo's three main coat colorations are light ginger or tan, black and tan, or creamy white. The skull is wedge-shaped and appears large in proportion to the body. The dingo is closely related to the New Guinea singing dog. The lineage split early from the lineage that led to today's domestic dogs and can be traced back through maritime Southeast Asia to Asia. The oldest remains of dingoes in Australia are around 3,500 years old. A dingo pack usually consists of a matted pair, their offspring from the current year, and sometimes offspring from the previous year. So it seems like they're alive and well. It seems like some of them. Okay, I wanna know if they're actually domesticated. The dingo is regarded as a feral dog because it's descended from domesticated ancestor. The dingo's relationship with indigenous Australians is one of commensalism, in which two organisms live in close association but do not depend on each other for survival. They both hunt and sleep together. The dingo is therefore comfortable enough around humans to associate with them, but is still capable of living independently. Any free ranging. Oh, it's literally like the Australian wolf. Yeah, because like in America we have wolf dogs, and people own essentially like wolves. There's like a I was wanting a wolf dog. I looked it up a little bit and I completely changed my mind. But because like you need I think you need a special license when you get a certain percentage of wolf in your dog, and they can be really fucking dangerous at some point. Like wolf dogs can get really fucking dangerous, and they eat a lot of meat. They eat a lot of raw meat, so it's expensive to have a wolf dog. It's dangerous to have a wolf dog. It's hella hard to have a wolf dog, and so I quickly gave up on that dream. I was like, let me just get me a Siberian Husky. But to me, that's what these dingoes are. Yeah, it's pretty much like the Australian wolf.
A recent contact with people such as the Austronesians, relatives.
Yeah, okay, this is what I'm used to. These are New Zealanders, right? They have the moko.
Original inhabitants of nearby places like New Zealand and Hawaii. The Austronesian peoples come from an entirely separate line, originating in East and Southeast Asia. It appears as well, furthermore, that fishermen and sailors of parts of Asia might have been aware of the territory, but scarcely interacted with it. Most curiously, coins from the medieval Islamic world, specifically the Sultanate of Kilwa, have been discovered in Australia, perhaps dating to as recently as the 14th century, though no one knows how they got there. Regardless of what the extent of the contact between the first Australians and outside groups was, the Aboriginal Australian people remain, as mentioned, very distinct from any other group on the planet. The people
That's what I'm saying, yo! They really are! Why motherfuckers dare to call me racist? They literally are another class of humans, like Asian, African, European, I guess Southeast Asian, you have Indian, and then like literally you have Australian Aboriginals. They are straight up built differently.
A large variety of cultural practices, lifestyles, and hundreds of...
One famous Aboriginal invention was the boomerang. Oh my god, they did invent the boomerang. Holy shit, that's not even racist. Was the boomerang, which was used for hunting, though the hunting boomerangs do not return.
Languages. Religious...
Dude, that's wild. That's crazy. Because I'm still wondering if they still live in the same way that they lived years ago. Do they not? Do they preserve their culture that strongly?
Ideas were diverse as well, though clearly had a common origin. Many revolve around the concept of the dream time, or the dreaming. The story...
Oh my god. Wait, no, I think dream catchers are from Native Americans. I don't know. I mean, what if they had a dream catcher too?
Pertaining to the spirits and forces which created the earth. They do not believe these events to be exclusively a thing of the past, and have a concept of the every win, meaning that these events pertain to the past, present, and future. I was fortunate enough to have an Australian friend who asked an Aboriginal tribal elder himself about the concept of the every win for me, and his response was that they do not have a linear view of time like Europeans do. They do not see time with beginnings and ends in their religion, but see it more as cyclical. Indeed, a cyclical perspective of time is shared by many non-Abrahamic religions.
I was even telling my sister that I want to read historical. Yeah, time is an illusion. I guess time really is. I mean, it's a human construct, but it's hard to kind of not see it as linear because we age. But in terms of like human interaction within time of itself, a lot of things have been cyclical. And that's why I want to eventually read historical revolutions to at least get some type of understanding of what happens during the fall of a nation, what causes sparks of revolution, because we see the same thing over and over again in the grand scheme of the human race. A lot of things definitely have been repeating, even in the advancement of technology. But it's not like people are getting smarter. We just have smarter things, smarter tools. It's not like people themselves are getting smarter.
Many Aboriginal religions hold that the Earth began as a flat, empty plain, and that the landscape was created by the rainbow snake, known by different names across the continent, such as Goriala, which carved out the landscape as it slithered across it, bringing the oceans and rivers into being as well by bringing water to the world. It is often viewed as the creator of the universe, but not necessarily a god in the sense with which many people from outside of Australia are familiar. It is also not necessarily always a snake, but the association with this being in water is very common. Some of their stories seem to have been passed down orally for thousands of years, some of which, fascinatingly, researchers believe truly describe the island's natural history, such as stories of flooding and changes in the shoreline. Fascinating and complex though these cultures were and are, they would remain largely semi-nomadic, though not fully, as they migrated around specific areas and seem to have developed some forms of agriculture and very effective land management techniques. They are classified due to the fact that they did not develop...
Was this that fire thing we learned about? How they literally use fire to control in which way that the crops, I wouldn't say crops would grow, but where animals would go so that they can be hunted. And eventually, like, they just had unique ways of keeping their crops, their own form of agriculture, of land grazing as well, so that they always have food and know where to get it from.
Metalworking as persisting in the Stone Age until the arrival of the Europeans. Australia supported a population of perhaps 1 million people before European arrival. Later European explorers would note that the natives appeared to be content and happy with their lives, but that periods of hardship and war between tribes did erupt. The Aboriginal peoples did not have the same ideas about land that the Europeans did either, and therefore did not wage wars for the conquest of it, but did fight to administer what they perceived as justice, to take revenge, to dominate other groups, to kidnap women for childbearing, and for reasons like these.
God damn.
For millennia, with only a handful of exceptions.
Yeah, let's not act like Europeans did not do that shit too. There's a reason why we have the term rape and pillage.
Australia was overwhelmingly isolated, but one day, this land would change forever when newcomers arrived.
Part 2, Terra Australis.
The educated people of the old world seem to have believed, since at least the time of the ancients, that there had to be a counterweight to the land in the northern hemisphere, meaning that there must be land, a roughly equal amount of it, in the southern hemisphere to balance the planet. Keep in mind...
I mean, hey, like, whatever makes sense. Whatever, like, mental gymnastics you gotta play in order to believe, to put yourself out in the ocean on giant boats with shitty foods, Like you gotta tell yourself some crazy shit, bro. You gotta tell yourself some crazy shit.
Ancient Greeks that the Earth was most likely a globe. They called this mysterious hypothetical land, among many things, Terra Australis Incognita, Latin for the unknown southern land. Various claims were made about this land, where exactly it would be, apart from, south, how to reach it, and what.
So, Australia. Yo, what the fuck? Europeans gave the name Australia? Just like America? God damn it. Like, there's no indigenous ties in the name of Australia at all. I know some of the cities that they have pretty cool indigenous related names, but maybe like Canberra, but like, what the fuck? So Australia in of itself literally means the land down under. Like, wow.
What it might even be like. No Roman or Greek had ever set foot in Australia, however, much less Antarctica. This was entirely a guess. Some believed that Africa might extend all the way south, or that the land wrapped around the Indian Ocean entirely. Some felt that, because, from the perspective of old world thinkers, heat increases as you move south, that land that far south would be inhospitably hot, or at least that a region of inhospitable temperatures might divide the two hemispheres, thus preventing contact. The idea was revived hundreds of years later in the Renaissance. When the end of Africa was discovered in the age of exploration of the 15th and 16th centuries, many of these theories had to be revised, but many people still held to the belief that such land probably existed, even placing assumptions of what it would look like on early maps. Though based on a faulty assumption about how the planet works, this belief would indeed encourage...
Oh, look at this. It's an old map. Got the Americas. There it is. America 7. I don't know what that means. We got South America. What is it? Asia. Russia is just Asia. All of Asia. Arabia. Africa. Europe. And they literally just thought this was all Australia. Terra Australis. Cognita. Non-something cognita. I have no idea.
Discovery of a major southern land. In the 15 and 1600s, Europeans, specifically the Portuguese, Spanish, French, English, and Dutch, began to compete for lands beyond their own, including the lucrative islands of Southeast Asia. Of them, it appears that it was the Dutch who first sighted Australia. The Dutch, propelled by the powerful VOC, or VOC, a Dutch abbreviation for the United East India Company, were heavily involved in the spice trade of the East Indies, a name for these islands of Southeast Asia. It was only a matter of time before their search for further wealth led them to new lands. On February 26, 1606, Willem Janszoon, a Dutch explorer and colonial governor, became the first known European to land on Australia, though it isn't clear if he was the actual first. He may have been preceded by other Europeans, or even the Chinese. He left from here, the island of Java, and landed here, sailing towards the unknown, making landfall on the northern tip of Australia, today Pennefather River. Like Columbus in America, however, he and his men had no idea what exactly they were looking at or standing on. He charted around 200 miles of coastline, but assumed the land was part of the island of New Guinea. Eventually, he and his men ran into the natives. For one reason or another, this encounter eventually led to violence.
They killed them.
10 Dutchmen and an unknown handful of natives were killed in the first fight between peoples separated for tens of thousands of years. Janszoon had been sent by the VOC to find...
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, just seeing... They're literally like the white devil. Kill him. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. Like, honestly, like, if you're black and brown and it's like over 10,000 years ago and it's the first time you see a white person, you would so think that was a fucking ghost and like people trying to haunt you. Like, I would, I'd be like, spirits are landing, spirits are coming. Like, I'd be scared out of my mind. I would attack I shoot on sight too.
economic opportunities in the area. However, he soon left, concluding that it was a swampy land full of
He referred to Australia as New Zealand after a territory in the Netherlands, but the name did not catch on there and would later apply to different islands. All these new fucking
every single state, territory, land, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that has a new in it.
Oh, it's just such an example of like colonization. It's crazy.
savage cannibals, and that there was little in the way of opportunity in this place. Over the next few decades, other explorers would chart nearby lands and occasionally bump into Australia itself. One of the most important explorers was Abel Tasman, who arrived in 1644. On his first voyage in the area, in which he and his men nearly died, he did not reach Australia.
I told you, you gotta do mental gymnastics all the time to fucking convince yourself that there's shit down there. You literally risk your life so hard for bad food and bad weather.
Itself, but did discover the island of Tasmania, which he called Van Diemen's Land, but which was, of course, 200 years later, named after him, as well as Fiji and New Zealand, the latter of which he believed was the mainland
fuck me,
of
dude, it's so weird. We had wait, no, Guam is an American island, but like, I remember like Fiji. Fiji's actually, funny enough, it's a frat. It's an acronym for a frat in the United States. I'm not sure if there's fraternities in Australia. Are there? Is that a thing? Like, what's college? I wonder what college is like in Australia.
Australis Incognita itself. On his second voyage, he did reach Australia, extensively mapping its western coastline, naming it after a region in his own country, New Holland. For the next century, European explorers, most of them Dutch, would continue
I
to
wish I drank
both
coffee.
intentionally and unintentionally bump into Australia, though in truth,
But I don't
not
have
a
coffee.
heavy amount of attention was paid to it. Viewing it as an inhospitable land, they would not attempt to colonize it. It was not
English explorer William Dampier landed in Australia in 1688, making the first known record of large hopping animals. Wow. Saw kangaroos for the first time.
not until the end of the 18th century that the first Europeans would really try. They would succeed in placing Australia on a new destiny towards the formation of its modern nationhood.
Part 2, the colonization.
1768.
Ugh.
Britain.
This is sort of James Cook. I think I literally put him on my thumbnail. I was like, yo, the first racist to land in Australia. It was James
has
Cook.
recently defeated its main rival, France, in the 7 Years' War. Seeing success against
James
them in
Cook is
North
Australia's
America,
Columbus.
where it is known as the French and Indian War, Europe, and in India. It is a great victory, but was not a total victory. Britain's rivals, primarily France, remain powerful challengers, and worse, its relationship with its North American colonies appears increasingly tenuous.
Damn.
To maintain its empire and success as a nation, Britain feels it must continue exploring,
And
colonizing,
its
and
conquests.
conquering.
Yep.
It was in that year that an English lieutenant in the Royal Navy, who was observing the transit of the planet Venus, James Cook, received orders from the British government to go off in search of the Terra Australis Incognita and settle the issue once and for all. It would be very difficult for him to find, primarily because it did not exist, but he did explore the second closest thing to it. In 1770, he reached New Zealand, and then afterwards, Australia. He would explore much of the east coast, briefly coming
Damn,
in
he literally
contact
just
with the
skipped
natives
over
and finding them
Australia.
hostile. Because there was no agricultural development, he felt that the territory could be claimed for Britain. So, he claimed...
Yeah, that's what they thought. They all thought that because they didn't see the same type of agriculture that the Europeans had, was that it was free game, and did not respect that the way that those people that lived. It's just like, what a world. I wonder what the world could look like if there wasn't European colonization across the globe. It's still like the longest standing empire, I would say. It's like Europe and America, like they're like one and the same. It's like Europe and America doing neo-colonialism now.
eastern half of the whole island, calling it New South Wales.
Yep, there it
He
is.
then returned to Britain itself and informed the British government that He had come from a land down under.
The land down under. Yo, I did not know that was a nickname for fucking 400 years.
Blow and men plunder. Can't you hear? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover. To which King George III, of course, replied, "What?" Cook then explained that it was from a song which would be written in about 200 years. George III then replied, "Giraffes." This was because he was mad. But his ministers understood the situation. Moving on, while Cook was away, the French had arrived on the scene and had claimed the western half of the island for France. Feeling pressured, the British would send Cook 2 more times to explore the South Pacific. He and his expedition passed by Tasmania twice, but did not land in Australia itself again. In fact, Cook would never see Australia again, as he was killed in 1779 on his 3rd voyage while in Hawaii.
Oh, Captain James Cook will later be the inspiration for the character Captain James T. Kirk of Star Trek. That's interesting. I wonder where Star Trek originated. Was Star Trek originally an Australian show? Created by Gene Roddenberry. And nope, he is America. He's American from Texas. So never mind. I wonder how he knew about. Yeah, it started in the 1960s. I wonder how he knew about what's his face? James Cook then.
His discoveries would be of major importance to the British and would change the future of the island forever. The search for Terra Australis Incognita began to come to an end after it was concluded that such a land would likely be frozen and inhospitable if it did exist. The focus, in this regard, was now on
Cook crossed into the Antarctic Circle and discovered nearby islands, but Antarctica itself was not discovered until 1820 by Russia.
Australia and New Zealand. Events abroad would push Britain further towards Australia. The American War of Independence ended officially in 1783, with the British facing defeat and being forced to recognize their nationhood, thereby giving up some very profitable colonies. The 13 colonies were many things to the British. Among them, it was a place to put their prisoners.
Yes, oh my, it's same thing, the same thing that they did in America is what they did in Australia, and the same shit happened. Oh my God, literally, like, what happened is that they sent their ex-cons to the colonies, and they had lived there as indentured servants and slaves. And so these were like, oh my God, they were like Polish people, Irish, Scottish, Italians, probably Italians too, like a bunch of people that they had just brought over to America, ex-convicts, to just be on this land for slaves as colonies. And that's how they started to rise up. That's literally how they started to rise up. They got together with the other black slaves and decided that, hey, yo, if we join together a little bit, like, maybe we can get rid of the British. And that's literally how I want to read like how it actually started. Because, like, we don't know how it started. We just know that it happened from American history. But it is really crazy how motherfuckers really just shot themselves in the foot, and they did the same thing in Australia.
Prisoners sent to America, however, were not necessarily really all just the dregs of society, but rather many were thrown in prison for things such as accruing debts, very minor crimes, or in some circumstances, notably Irish circumstances, rebelling against authority. Many of those chosen to go off to the New World had important skills which would be useful there, which is why Britain invested so much in shipping them halfway around the world. It was through an effort to help colonize and develop America that these individuals could pay their debts off.
Damn.
A few years later, in 1786, the British decided to direct these efforts towards the new land of Australia. Contrary to popular jokes and myth, only a small fraction of the eventual settlers in Australia were prisoners. Although the penal colonies established on the island would be important to its development, and for now, they would be the majority. The colonies on Australia were more about strategic and economic importance than they were about simply having a place to dump their prisoners. Were these prisoners not useful to colonial efforts, these far-off penal colonies would not have been worth it. The French never followed through with their intentions to colonize Australia. Even if they had wanted to, they were soon sidelined by guillotines and Corsican generals.
Is this around the time of the Treaty of Versailles? This is the 1800s too. Like it's crazy. So much shit was going so much shit was going on in the world at around the same time, and that's what I want to like fully understand. Oh, the Treaty of Versailles was 1919. Oh no, it was like that was World War One. Was that the shit that they stormed the? Oh yeah. This was the one where they stormed the Palace of Versailles.
The Swedish also even considered forming a colony on the island near modern-day Perth.
But I really want to learn like how much so was history connected, like what whatever America was doing at the time, how that affected Britain, how that affected Africa, how that affected Asia. Like and we're still living in that moment. I mean, we've been living through history. Everyone's always saying that ever since COVID, people were like, yo, I'm tired of living through history. I'm tired of living through historical events because of like COVID is what a great example. Like literally a plague that killed millions of people around the world. And so many things were going on at the same time during this time.
But
especially like we just like BRICS just got founded because they're trying to go against whatchamacallit, goddamn NATO. They're trying to be a direct competition to NATO. So now we have BRICS, which is a huge economic power that just formed in the world like just recently. And I'm like so young, but I'm just like, what is this gonna look like 50 years from now, 100 years from now? And this is it's shit like this when you get a good understanding from history. I'm like, you know, I used to say like I didn't want to live forever as a superpower, but like I would want to live forever, honestly. I am so curious in how the human species like evolves, grows, and changes over time due to conflict, inventions, scientific discoveries, exploration. They say we're in our space exploration age right now. So like, what if that's just going to increase?
Their plans for it. The British were even concerned at one point that the United States might attempt to claim a part of the island. It is interesting to consider what might have happened if Australia were a country which would have been divided between different powers, but that ultimately was not the island's fate. It was Britain who braved the challenges posed by the continent, and Britain who would reap the rewards of its investment. In 1788, Britain went forth to colonize Australia. On January 26th of that year, a fleet of 11 ships containing over 1,000 people, known as the First Fleet, led by Captain Arthur Phillip, landed in Sydney Cove.
The second racist colonizer to step in Australia. I forget his name, but Sydney Cove, Sydney something. Maybe that's why it's called Sydney. Oh, God damn it.
Botany Bay, which was suggested by Cook and his crew members themselves, with the intention of establishing a settlement. The majority of them were convicts,
Sydney.
And of the convicts, about 3/4.
Dom, this is your hometown. This is why it's called Sydney. Ugh. I really want to know why Columbus is called Columbus. I'm not Ohio. I think Ohio is a. I don't know if Ohio's a 13th colony. I don't think it was. But Columbus is definitely after Christopher Columbus for sure.
For male. January 26th is today, accordingly, commemorated as
like
Australia.
there are a bunch of states in the middle that have like Native American names. Like I would say like Iowa, like what the fuck? Kansas, Arkansas, dude, there's New Mexico. We have a lot of Spanish influence in America. That's why Texas and Southern California, a lot of California cities are Spanish words. Los Angeles, Sacramento, we got El Paso, San Antonio. Like those are in Texas. So it's always, it's just so fascinating, like understanding like how things came to be. I wonder if I can discover my own land. I think there's a place called Newfoundland. No, not Newfoundland. It's not Newfoundland, is it? But like, what a name to call a place like Newfoundland, like Newfoundland. All right, Newfoundland is a island. Oh shit. Oh, okay. It's like north. It's like closer to Canada. But there's like a. Oh no, I'm thinking of like Liberland. Yeah, Liberland. People are trying to create a new nation called Liberland. Liberland, also known as the Free Republic of Liberland, is an unrecognized micronation in Southeast Europe, claiming an uninhabited parcel of disputed land on the western bank of Danube between Croatia and Serbia, locally known as Gornja Siga. It was proclaimed on 13th of April 2015 by the Czech right libertarian politician and activist Vít Jedlička. The official website of Liberland states that the nation was created in the wake of the ongoing Croatia-Serbia border dispute. According to Jedlička, this dispute resulted in a plot of land west of the Danube being unclaimed by either side. The parcel of land in question is 2.7 square miles in area, roughly the same size as Gibraltar. It has been administered by Croatia since the Croatian War of Independence. Liberland has no diplomatic recognition from any recognized nation. The land lacks infrastructure and lies on the floodplain of Danube. Croatia has frequently blocked off access to the Gornja Siga territory since 2015. As a result, a number of people, including Vít Jedlička, have been arrested for trying to enter the claimed land. Yeah. So weird. Yeah, it's like this weird unclaimed like territory that Croatia protects. But imagine just discovering like new land today. I wonder if there's any like unclaimed land in the world.
Day, the beginning of the modern nation's development. Governor Philip's orders were to establish a colony, discipline the prisoner population, and attempt to secure what were described.
Alright, I actually found it. There is some unclaimed land in the world. So we got the Mary Bird Land located in Antarctica, the Bir Tali located in North Africa and nestled between Egypt and Sudan, Northeast Caye located in Caribbean Sea, Rockell located in North Atlantic Ocean, Isla Craig located in the Firth of Clyde, Scotland, the Logan Isles located in the Indian Ocean, People's Republic of Pakistan located in Balkans. So there really is, there's some I know in Antarctica there's like, yeah, like no, there's a part of Antarctica is weird because like it's split up between countries and they're allowed to expedite their own portion of it. I say I forgot the word I was even saying. They're allowed to expedite. Go on expeditions. I was thinking of like expedite mail. It's kind of cool. There still is unclaimed land, but it's not like undiscovered land. I wonder if there's any like more undiscovered land in the world. Let's do this. Is all land discovered on Earth?
Have we discovered all the land on Earth? Answered by Amy Grisdale for Brian Dump. Okay, most scientists agree that we're familiar with almost all of our planet's surface. We do not know for sure, but we can fairly be certain there aren't vast and previously unknown territories waiting to be discovered. Of course, areas exist that we are yet to chart completely. The closest thing we have to undiscovered terrain is Antarctica. Wow, the entire landscape is buried under ice that can reach depths of up to 5 kilometers. Rocky ground that is yet to be mapped lies hidden beneath the frost, including the world's 6th largest lake by volume. Scientists studying our changing climate are drilling down to uncover the region's secrets. Yo, with climate change and shit, like on a real note, with climate change and shit, like how I said that it's interesting how the human species like can traverse and change over time. Terabithia is undiscovered. Yeah, for sure. Terabithia is not a real place. It's a fucking movie. You fucking bitch. Oh my god. Yo, Josh Hutcherson. Fuck you. It's just a goddamn movie. It just shows the fucking movie. I fucking knew it. But like, I'm thinking like, you know how they said like there's so much undiscovered like terrain in Antarctica because it's buried underneath the snow. But just imagine like the world, dude, we're going to have massive flood. Well, I don't know if it's going to actually, it could happen in our lifetime, dude. Like 50 years from now, like so many places are just going to have massive, massive floods. And it's going to cause a huge climate-induced migration. I'm thinking of Florida right now. Like Florida in the United States, it might flood. It literally might disappear in like 50 to 100 years. Like Florida will be gone. And it's like, okay, where's that water coming from? It's coming from the polar ice caps, right? Like the water is displacing, it's melting, and is causing our sea levels to rise. And so like Florida will literally be underwater. Are there any parts of like Australia that will end up underwater? In 50 years, we'll have all the tech from the aliens and they can control our weather. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. That's only before climate change kills us all.
As peaceful and harmonious relations with the natives.
But yeah, on a real note, I'm literally thinking like climate change is going to be so devastating. It already is in so many parts of the world. So many people are dying from climate-related events. And so, okay, how does that really change the landscape and where people are going to choose to live? And especially like the new discoveries of Antarctica, especially if like the land actually starts becoming viable. I think people saw plants growing in Antarctica last year. You know, they offered America free energy devices that they put their nukes away and they didn't take it. Yeah, facts. Hold on, but like there is I think plants are being discovered in Antarctica. Let me go on the news. Yeah, I knew I read this a couple days ago. Flowers blooming in Antarctica are a sign of climate change. What to know? The gist: in September 2023, an image on X went viral claiming pink flowers were blooming in Antarctica. The photo was mislabeled. It was Greenland, not Antarctica. Damn, what the fuck? Flowers are blooming in Antarctica at an alarming rate. Stunning scientists who credit the rapid growth to rising global temperatures. Invasive species could become a problem in Antarctica, permanently altering the ecosystem. I mean, people say it's a bad thing, but it's like, okay, I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's a bad thing in terms of the time that we live in now, but in terms of like evolution in the long run, it's like, okay, like humans are doing this to the earth, and so like we're literally causing our own next mass extinction, which is scary. And I don't know if I'm going to be alive for that, but I probably will. I know the grandkids are going to be dead. The grandkids might die for sure. the ocean is the uncharted territory. That is true. The ocean is also uncharted as well. But it's not like we can live under the ocean. It's not like we're Atlanteans or anything like that. Some of the most alarming climate change coverage stems from changes in Antarctica, while the East Antarctic Plateau remains the coldest place on Earth. Per USA Today, headlines about melting icebergs, dying polar bears, and a rapidly warming planet showcase how deeply climate change has affected even the most seemingly impenetrable places on our planet. I thought Tom Holland was Uncharted. Oh my god. he is an Uncharted movie, yeah. Flowers blooming in Antarctica are a powerful climate change signifier. After a photograph purporting to be flowers blooming in Antarctica went viral. I think we already know that's Greenland. According to Earth.org, 2 flowering plants exist in Antarctica: Antarctic pearlwort and Antarctic hairgrass. Growth of these plants has skyrocketed in recent years thanks to climate change. While some may take plants thriving in a harsh environment as a sign of resilience, it's important to recognize that these greens thrive because of warming temperatures. Sinai Island has been a center of Antarctica research by scientists for decades. According to Earth.org, scientists noticed that on Sinai Island between 2009 and 2019, Antarctic hairgrass grew 10 times as fast, and Antarctic pearlwort grew 5 times faster than in previous decades. The growth of these plants also threatened other native plants, such as mosses and lichens, as they outcompete them for resources. Climate change could also lead to invasive species in Antarctica, pushing out native plants. Although Antarctica is pretty inhospitable, the amount of human activity in the area could lead to potential non-native species transporting to the icy realm, with Siege hitchhiking a ride on researcher or tours close. Conversation biologist Jennifer Lee explained that the more ice-free land in Antarctica, the more room plants will have to spread out, potentially leading to irreversible biodiversity loss. We know that there will be thousands of square kilometers of new ice-free area, and the warmer temperatures and extra available water will create new habitats ripe for colonization, which will benefit some species and not others. Although plants blooming may seem like a positive side effect, we need to continue to be vigilant about the ways climate change impacts the world and continue to pressure world leaders to reduce emissions. So that's pretty much all that's pretty much what I read. And to me, it's just like I said, the whole, how humans traverse through time, the changes of the climate and terrain, especially how they interacted with each other, how that led us to today. Especially like what we're doing today, pretty much eloping our own mass extinction, which is insane. like what the fuck? All for short-term profit gain. Gotta love it.
Quickly came into contact with the natives and found that there was plenty of opportunity for misunderstanding. In one incident even, Philip was stabbed in the shoulder by a native tribesman over a misunderstanding, but retained such self-discipline that he ordered his men not to retaliate, threatening to hang anyone who killed a native. Ultimately, however, conflict would come. Life in the colony soon proved
what the fuck? I just got a notification that Luka Doncic has 30 first half points. This man is insane.
Less than ideal. Developing and settling the land was difficult. The prisoners sent to the island, though they were worked intensely, were too unskilled and unfamiliar with the land and its climate to build a successful colony. Britain itself was half a world away and could not speedily assist them. Disease ravaged the populace. They found some of the natives, furthermore, to be hostile towards their efforts. There were no representative assemblies for the moment, and the governor acted with supreme authority, being harsh on the colonists to prevent the settlement from falling apart. Many began to wonder if colonizing New Holland would even be possible, let alone fruitful. Over the years, however, a few thousand more people, many of them convicts, continued to arrive to Sydney, bringing supplies and enhancing the colony's odds of survival. In the 1790s, free settlers began to arrive in larger numbers, and were joined by emancipated convicts in settling the landscape. settlements began to grow and spread as the British better explored and understood the world around them. The British would soon realize that holding hundreds of convicts and former rebels all in the same area was bound to cause trouble. In March of 1804, a group of Irish insurgents rebelled against British authority and planned to capture a handful of ships with which to sail back to Ireland. They met the British Army at the Second Battle of
My
Vinegar
friend's
Hill,
texting me about the
first time
Cavs
taking
game.
place
Let's check
in
it out.
Ireland itself, and were crushed. It would not be the last uprising with which the authorities would have to contend. 4 years later, in 1808, the governor of New South Wales, William Bligh, was deposed by the military in the Rum Rebellion.
All right, for a time, rum was used as currency in Australia. Huh. In line with a corrupt rum trade, which the governor sought to end. Who the hell is this governor? Trying to get rid of rum. Come on.
Instigated by famous figures such as John MacArthur. It was also in 1804 that the navigator Matthew Flinders, quite Britishly, suggested that the name of New Holland be replaced, and that the island should simply be called Australia, after the old mythical land of the ancients. The name caught on over the next few decades, and the name New Holland quickly fell into the past. By 1808, around 10,000 Europeans lived in Australia. A decade later,
Australia.
in 1818, the number had grown
The
to
land down
25,000,
under.
and in 1828, about 60,000. They moved to settlements along with Sydney like Newcastle, Launceston in Tasmania, Moreton Bay, which became Brisbane, and more. In 1827, fearing European rivals, the British claimed the whole of Australia, calling the new territory West Australia, and established the settlement of Albany there. Perth was founded in 1829, Melbourne in 1835, and Adelaide in 1836.
Oh yeah, I think we
Quality
already
of
went
life-
through this. Like we were talking about the NBL teams. Oh, this is when all the NBL teams were founded, by the way. Sydney, Adelaide, Perth. Yo, what other ones? New Zealand has a team. I did not know that. New Zealand has a team. Trying to think. Dude, I know Melbourne. Maybe there's like a New South Wales team. I don't know.
Improved for the colonists, however, this was not quite as much the case for the Aboriginal Australians. There was a significant amount of cooperation and segregated coexistence between the Aboriginal tribes and settlers, but further expansion into the region inevitably led to war. The Australian Frontier Wars, as they are known, referring to a number of separate disputes and conflicts, would last throughout the 19th century, and even into the 20th century. Overall, over 2,000 European colonists, and a heavily debated number of Aboriginal Australians, with estimates ranging from as low as 20,000 to well over 100,000, were killed in the fighting. To make matters worse, the Europeans, unknowingly, introduced diseases to the Aboriginal
smallpox.
populations to which they had no resistance, such as smallpox,
Even diseases considered mild to Europeans were deadly to the Aboriginal people who had no resistance. Damn.
tuberculosis, and influenza, killing many, many more. Fighting would be the most intense in the South.
This is crazy. This is exactly what happened to in Vinland Saga. As I'm reading Vinland Saga right now, that they came to Vinland, which is America. They discovered America, and they are meeting up with the native people of America, and they're dying in droves from a disease that they'd never seen before, and they're suspecting that the disease came from the Nords. I think in Vinland Saga, it's the Nords that, led by Thorfinn, that came to America first. And I think that might be historically true to some sense, that Nords did come to America before the British and called it Vinland. They just didn't settle there for too long.
Southeast of the continent, as populations of both groups were the highest there. The first
Oh,
major
I hear, why they gotta make them look like that?
war was
This is how you know that white people, like, it's always like, it's the victors that write history. So like, yeah, this is the reason why there's so many racist tropes of just black and brown people being regarded as savages from these long, old ass depictions of black and brown people. Like, what the hell?
would be the Black War in Tasmania, which lasted until 1832. Though brave warriors, Aboriginal Australians stood little chance against the British soldiers, who had advanced training, weapons, and also had experience in combat. Eventually, many would be placed on reservations or with Christian missions. Others would attempt to...
What was that? Dreadlocks? Is that dreadlocks right there? Is this dreadlocks right here? Some mud dreads? Yo, this guy got some mud dreads too. Look at that.
Placed on reservations or with Christian missions. Others would attempt to integrate into the European Australian society as farmhands or other laborers. Conditions began...
You mean slaves? You mean slaves? Come on.
Relax somewhat in the colonies. The government began to expand and allowed the residents of the island more representation in their government. One of the primary concerns of the citizens of Australia was an end to the convictism of their country. They found the importation of convicts disagreeable and felt that the forced labor too closely resembled slavery.
It was slavery. Call it like it is. Forced labor, unpaid labor, slavery. What the fuck?
30s onward, convict deportation to Australia began to slow, with the final convict ship sent to Australia arriving in Tasmania in 1868. Industries were founded, such as the wool industry, which, though they struggled at first, would empower Australia in the decades to come. In 1851, gold was discovered. This discovery would be of major
1851.
importance to Australian history. It marked the beginning of the aptly named Australian gold rushes, which would last from 1851 to 1914.
Damn!
These gold rushes
60
would be
years?
immensely successful and would lead to waves of non-convict
Yo, I see an American flag. Oh my god.
from Europe, including 2% of Britain and Ireland's population, as well as people from North America, and even some from China.
Damn.
Hundreds of thousands would flood into Australia, largely into Victoria, where the rush began. Tension would quickly grow between the miners and government of Victoria, which taxed and regulated their activity heavily, eventually breaking into all-out conflict between them. The miners organized the Eureka Rebellion, creating a flag based off the constellation.
I mean, we've heard... Okay, this is like the third time we've heard about this Eureka Rebellion. And this is sort like... I know that our boy... oh my god. Fucking Patty Mills' great uncle. What's his name again? Eddie Mabo. This is around the time of Eddie Mabo. We're creeping up to Eddie Mabo time.
Of the Southern Cross and pledging allegiance to it, promising to fight to end the government's license fee and for the vote for all men, regardless of income, as the vote at this time was contingent upon owning £1,000 worth of property. The government was open to the latter, but not the former. The rebels fought government forces at the Battle of the Eureka Stockade on the 3rd of December, 1854. The rebels were defeated by the army, but, having the support of the populace, faced few repercussions. In fact, the government would even grant many of the rebels' demands soon after. That had been settled for the moment, but there was still further crime and disorder. The scene in Australia, for a time, was quite similar to the one of America's Wild West, with bush rangers...
Yo, there's the homie Ned Kelly! Oh, shit! The legend himself!
As they are known, roaming the countryside, robbing...
The bush refers to the undeveloped areas of Australia, including the totally undeveloped outback. Even by this point, settlers knew little of Australia's interior. And to this day, Australia's interior is pretty much uninhabitable. Like, no one lives in this, like, the center of Australia, apparently. Maybe the natives still, but as far as I know, there's not like a lot of land or city or a lot of activity that goes on in the center of Australia. My friend was telling me that a lot of wildfires happen in that part of Australia too. Maybe we can, all right. Brief segue. I kind of want to see Australia wildfires. Oh my god, the bushfires. Holy shit. This is 3 years ago. Oh my god. Yo. Oh, kangaroos are so cute. And they look vicious. Some of the male ones as they grow up, they look fucking vicious.
Australia is on fire, and it's bigger than you think. 12.35 million acres of land have been burnt by bushfires so far. That's almost twice the size of Belgium, and 3 times more land than the 2018 California fires and Brazil's 2019 Amazon fire combined.
God.
Flames have reportedly reached 70 meters.
Dude, there's no way. Like, has Australia even recovered somewhat from this? There's no way you can recover that much in 4 years from that kind of damage from fire.
High that's taller than the Sydney Opera House. At least 19 people have been killed and more than 1,400 homes have been destroyed. Residents and tourists have been forced to relocate.
Just get out while we can.
Nearly 500 million animals have died in New South Wales alone.
Holy shit. Did she say 500 million animals?
Out while we can.
Nearly 500 million animals.
She said 500 million animals. Oh my god.
Animals have died in New South Wales alone. The fires aren't just in one location. They're raging everywhere across the country. So what ignited this deadly crisis? Well, bushfire season is nothing new in Australia, but this summer has been one of the hottest and driest in the country's history. Since September, the combination of drought...
Yeah, my friend was not kidding when he was like, enjoy the wildfires in Australia. Yo, Dom, where are you? I need some foot on the ground reporting right now. Like, how bad is it? Like, what the fuck?
Unprecedented heat waves and strong gusty winds has created a recipe for disastrous fire conditions. On top of that, the smoke from bushfires generates its own weather, sparking thunderstorms with lightning and strong winds, which create even more wildfires. Scientists have been predicting such extreme weather for years, warning that bushfires will become even more frequent as climate change worsens. Although the weather has cooled slightly in parts of Australia, authorities say with months of summer left, the worst is yet to come.
Fuck. What about last year? Fuck.
After 3 long, wet, cool years, Australians are facing the first dry bushfire season since 2020.
Damn.
And the message is clear.
It doesn't need to be a black summer to be dangerous, and it just makes common sense for people to be prepared. We don't need any reminders given what's happened in the Northern Hemisphere, whether it be Greece, whether it be Canada, where we've had 700 Australian firefighters and other specialists over there, and of course the tragic conditions in Hawaii recently.
Large portions of Australia have been highlighted as having an increased risk of significant bushfires this.
Holy shit. Hey. This is where I'm living. This is where Melbourne's at. This is Victoria right here. So, I'm sort of safe. Not really. I mean, geez, look at this. This is nearly a fourth of the country on fire. This is crazy.
Spring, including most of Queensland, New South Wales and the Northern Territory. A combination of heavy rainfall spurring vegetation, coupled with a dry season, elevating the fire risk.
There's more than a metre tall grass.
You can smell the ash in the air when there's been fires. Oh my God. When I visited my friend from the country, you see random houses that were just shells, completely burnt out. Even here where I'm nowhere near it. Oh. God damn. Shit, I mean, like, climate change is... I'm surprised that Australia doesn't have like a stronger word or a stronger voice in the UN when it comes to climate change, especially how the country is very conversationalist. Like it's very it's eco-minded. I know it's a very eco-minded country. I'm surprised they don't have like a stronger say in like UN talks or anything like that. And it's like, what's more surprising of anything? Like I said, the whole country is white. Like, these are white people. It's like the antithesis of like what you see from America, honestly, on these types of issues. We have a fucking congresswoman that said it was Jewish space lasers that caused wildfires in California one time. It's fucking stupid as hell.
And we've had frost and dryness that start to kill off that grass, so it's all ready to burn.
Australia's fire chiefs from around the country have stepped up, urging the nation to prepare for the season ahead, flagging grass as the #1 fuel of concern. Experts say it can be just as dangerous as
baddie
forest
alert.
fires, igniting.
Yo, my baddie, my baddie senses are tingling, bro. Not her, but the girl that walked behind.
Easily and spreading fast.
My baddie
Even
senses
for
were
states with a normal
tingling.
fire risk, there is still danger.
This spring will be conducive to weather systems which can rapidly dry vegetation, and this means that fire dangers can escalate over a short period of time.
A worrying recipe that could prove dangerous this summer. Tyne Logan, ABC News.
All right, I think that's good enough of a segue. Fuck.
Banks and travelers and engaging in all manner of
But
illegal activity.
Australian bushfires.
There was to be ethnic tension as well,
Fuck.
stemming from the populations of mining immigrants, specifically with a concern over growing Chinese populations. Though faced with conflicts like these, Australia overall began to prosper. By 1860, Australia, excluding the Aboriginal Australians, had a
I was wrong. Victoria is on fire. I need to look at a map real quick.
population of over 1 million.
Where's Melbourne? I thought it was this little notch right here. I thought I'd be breathing in that smoke. We had like we had bad air even in Ohio, and it was the wildfires from Canada that was causing it. It was insane. Like I was like, I'm not going outside. Some people are still walking outside with no mask on, just breathing in smoke. I was like, you fucking dumb motherfuckers. All right, now we need to see it on the map. Shit. Oh, I was so off. That's Adelaide. Oh, damn. Fuck. It was like right here. Oh, yeah, it's right next to these national parks. Oh my God, the Alpine. Oh my God. Wow, Melbourne's so close to a bunch of national parks. It's so cool. Oh my God, I do get everything I want. I get basketball, beaches, and mountains. This is amazing. This is literally the type of terrain I would love to live in, honestly. But yeah, there's nothing in the middle. Just parks, a giant ass road. What's this? A lake. Like nothing is in the middle of Australia. It's kind of wild. Things are on the outskirts like Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney. There's a Townsville. They're all on the coast. All the major cities where people live are like around the coast. There's Burketown, Karumba. That's finally the first like non-English city that we've seen. Oh my God, there's a town called Darwin. Is that an airport? Looks like it has an airport. I wonder what's in this little city, Darwin. Even here, I'm nowhere near. Oh, yeah, that was you're talking about the smells. The wildfires. All right.
people, mostly with ancestry from Britain and Ireland. The states and territories which exist today in Australia were taking shape in the administrative borders of these separate colonies. Western Australia, the Northern Territory, which at this time was governed by South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania. New Zealand had become a separate colony in 1840. These were separate colonies with separate governments and responsibilities, but members, of course, of the same country, Britain. Britain itself allowed the Australians a fair degree of autonomy, but still managed them to a degree, maintaining a military presence and overseeing their diplomatic relations. Despite its exotic location, Australia itself was seen as an extension of Britain.
So, like, I don't understand. Like, it's still part of the UK Commonwealth. They have a seat at the UN. I'm pretty sure Australia has its own military. Like, how the fuck is it still a part of the Commonwealth? When is Australia not gonna be a part of the Commonwealth? There has to be conversations about this. Like, there has to be people that are like, yo, fuck the UK. We don't need them anymore.
And its people, and their culture, language, and beliefs. As we've seen, it was, in many ways, Britain's Wild West. In 1870, most of the British Army withdrew from Australia, thus making the colonies responsible for their own defense. By 1880, the Australian population had grown to over 2 million, and a decade later, 3 million, with Melbourne temporarily becoming the second largest city in the British Empire.
Melbourne!
The world's largest empire, after, of course, London itself. And some argued that it was the richest city in the world. The island and its economic booming attracted thousands and thousands of newcomers, though Australia would soon, gradually, put into effect a number of policies to reduce or even forbid non-European immigrants, referred to by historians as the White Australia policy.
Oh, that's right. Oh my fucking god. Of course, their history of fucking racism. And they're still like, they're getting stricter on their immigration policies now, but I think, like I said, I think it's strictly for student visas. I think it's more so for student visas than anything.
These policies would extend towards the Aboriginals in the 20th century, leading to the Stolen Generations, referring to a practice of mixed European and Aboriginal children being taken from their parents and brought up by Australian officials in an attempt to bring them up in a modernized society. In the 1890s, Australia faced a massive economic crash which caused grievances and ideas kept at bay by the stability to flare. Australia had now been a British colony for a little over a century, and its inhabitants now spoke more openly of political reform and even federation, or in other words, unity and self-government. Australia was quite liberal for the time. By 1896, all of the colonies had granted suffrage to men over the age of 21, and in some circumstances, women and Aboriginal men. However, many Australians felt that these rights were not sufficient. Along with being encouraged to reform things by the economic conditions of the day, there were nationalistic concerns as well. French and German expansion into the South Pacific was concerning and encouraged this idea of unity further. In 1883, despite Australian attempts to stop them, which the British forbade, Germany annexed modern-day Papua New Guinea. This made the Australian people consider the prospect of forming a united Australian army, but that would require a united Australian government. Furthermore, by about 1880, for the first time, the majority of Australians...
Okay, we're in 1880, and I'm still seeing no sign of, like, you know, an independence, like, revolution, like a revolutionary war. Like, what the fuck?
Been born in Australia, leading to a much more developed national identity. One of the most outspoken proponents of federation was Sir Henry Parkes, who sought to, as he claimed, build an Australian nation without breaking ties to the mother nation. It was not so much Britain who was hesitant about the idea, however, as they had already allowed the Australians a good degree of self-rule, but in fact other Australians who had reservations. Certain colonies, like New South Wales, feared the potential dominance of others, such as Victoria, which would be disadvantageous to their interests. There were other concerns as well, such
You're
as
united, you
disagreements over
dumb
certain
fucks.
laws and economic policies. There was a hope that Australia could one day be a nation comparable to what the United States was becoming, an industrial powerhouse descended from the British Empire.
Yes. Just better.
Having separated less peacefully, home to millions and millions of people. However, there were also fears that, if they got it wrong, Australia could, like the United States, face a civil war. In 1899, after years of campaigning, constitutional conventions, and negotiations, an Australian constitution was signed by most of the member states.
In 1899? Did I hear that right?
In Australia, years of campaigning, constitutional conventions, and negotiations, an Australian constitution was cause a civil war. In 1899,
Yo, this country is so young. Wow. Australia is about almost over 100 years younger than the United States.
after years of campaigning,
What the fuck? What are the youngest countries in the world? I have to see this. Algeria became a country in 1958. Angola became a country in 1975. Cameroon? No way. Oh, day of acquisition of sovereignty. Okay. Cameroon became a sovereign state in 1960? Yo, that's only a couple years after my mom was born. So like my grandparents were under French rule. Holy shit. This is an alphabetical order. So we got South Sudan, the youngest sovereign state. Yeah, not so funny now. Yeah, I know, right? Right? Oh my god. Yeah, I probably did have family members that were enslaved just in Africa. Namibia, Zimbabwe, they're all a lot of them are African countries. Independence from Portugal, independence from United Kingdom, independence from France, Mozambique. All of these countries in the 1990s. Independence from Ethiopia, Eritrea, Namibia got independence from South Africa. Zimbabwe got independence from the UK. Kenya, 1963, independence from the UK. This is from, this reminds me of Hotel Rwanda. I wonder if Rwanda is going to be here. Yeah, there it is. Rwanda, independence from Belgium. Uganda, self-government granted. Okay. A lot of African nations became independent in the 1960s. That's crazy. Wow. And it was France. I know my mom told me that, but like I did not know how much recent this was in history. Chad, Ivory Coast, Niger, Mali. Of course, there's a bunch of other issues that arise after, but yeah, Cameroon, all of these countries, African countries, got their independence in the year of 1960, and Cameroon was the first. That's crazy. Bro, just make Africa one country. It's so confusing. Africa, they're trying to, I know that they're wanting to, there's there's some countries that are part of like the African Union. Yeah, there's an African Union that's forming. There are African countries that are trying to use one currency and become like the European Union and America. But I think Africa really should be they should have their African Union. Africa can still become one country. I don't know what year that will happen. There's so much war that goes on between these countries. And it was heavily influenced and probably still influenced by European countries and America as well. With like coups, stage coups, puppet dictators, shit like that. Oh, I was just in the Africa section. Okay, the Americas. All right, Australia, Oceania. Damn. So what's Palau? Became self-governed. New Zealand became responsible government. Australia got independence from the United Kingdom. Yeah, 1901, January 1st, 1901. So if it has independence from the UK, why is it still a part of the Commonwealth? It's crazy. But here it is. That Statute of Westminster is an act of Parliament of the United Kingdom that sets the basis for a relationship between the Commonwealth realms and the Crown. Yeah, Commonwealth of Australia established as federation. They probably needed money and had to beg the British for money. New Zealand has gone through so much shit. New Zealand's on here like 7 times. Oh my god, Fiji is in this area. Papua New Guinea, independence from Australia in 1975. The Solomon Islands, independence from UK. Okay, 1986, Australia Act 1986. Commonwealth of Australia established as federation. So does that mean it's no longer, it's really not a part of the Commonwealth? Okay. Australia Act 1986 is a short title. It's a short title of each of a pair of separate but related pieces of legislation. One act of the Commonwealth Parliament of Australia, the other an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom and Australia. They are referred to respectively as the Australia Act 1986 and the Australia Act 1986 UK. These nearly identical acts were passed by the two parliaments because of uncertainty as to whether the Commonwealth Parliament alone had the ultimate authority to do so. They were enacted using legislative powers conferred by enabling acts passed by the parliaments of every Australian state. The acts came into effect simultaneously on March 3rd, 1986, according to the long title of Australian Act. Its purpose was to bring constitutional arrangements affecting the Commonwealth and the states so to be brought into conformity with the status of the Commonwealth of Australia as a sovereign, independent, and federal nation. The Australia Act eliminated the remaining possibilities for the United Kingdom to legislate with effect in Australia, for the UK to be involved in Australian government, and for an appeal from any Australian court to a British court. This act formally severed all legal ties between Australia and the United Kingdom except for the monarchy. At the time, the Commonwealth, State, and UK Acts were known as the Australia Acts. However, the State Act have performed their function and expression. Australia Act is now used to refer only to the Commonwealth and UK Acts. It's kind of confusing. It seems that, yeah, the governments have, well, UK government has no say, but the monarchy, that's crazy. It literally eliminated all legislative powers but the monarchy. Wow. That has to change again.
Conventions and negotiations, an Australian constitution was signed by most of the member states and was joined by all of them in 1900 when West Australia joined. New Zealand and Fiji did not participate and thus embarked on a path to become separate nations. The British approved, and on the first day of the 20th century, Australia became a new nation. It still recognized the British monarch, Queen Victoria, as their head of state, and remained proud members of the British Empire, but had their own parliament, prime minister, and a large amount of home rule, though the British government still had a say in some affairs there. Australia's
Until
first prime minister was
1986 or
Edmund
89,
Hillary,
something like
who held
that.
the office from 1901 to 1903. The choice for the capital city was debated, with some favoring Melbourne and others Sydney.
Hey,
A compromise
Melbourne.
was reached, however, and the city in between the two, Canberra, was made and remains Australia's capital. And thus, after over a century of work, struggle, and progress, a nation was born. Australia's greatest challenges, however, had yet to come. In 1914, tension between the major powers of Europe erupted into the most major war seen not simply within the past relatively peaceful century, but in all of human history to that date, the First World War. Britain, France, and Russia united against Germany, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the Ottoman Empire. As we've seen, Australians, due to their somewhat isolated position on the globe, did not participate much in many of the conflicts fought by the British Empire. This war, however, would be different. As a true world war, it would affect the whole world to some extent, Australia included, both abroad, as the British mustered the strength from all their dominions, and closer to home, as territory in the Pacific became contested. When Britain declared war, Australia was automatically included. Australia's entry into the war was known
Where's my
as
boy
the
Mabo at?
baptism
Yeah, he's not
of
even
fire.
talking about
The
Eddie
Australian
Mabo at
mindset
all.
and identity would never
Just like American politics, just
Despite
skip
the
over
origins
the
of the
important
conflict being
legends.
half a world away,
Well, I don't even think we're up to Eddie Mabo yet.
to join the cause.
We're not in
Nearly
1930s. We're not even in like the
Australian men
1950s. It's probably when he was most
1914
active.
and 18 to defend the mother country, possibly as much as half of the fighting age population at the time. A remarkable number, given Australia's avoidance of
1960s. We gotta
Together
get to the
with New Zealand,
1960s.
they formed the world-renowned ANZAC, the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. Their first task was to seize German New Guinea and the surrounding islands, displayed here. Within months, Australia and New Zealand had seized many of the islands, with the Empire of Japan seizing many of the others. The German forces present in the Pacific surrendered and showed much less effort to maintain their holdings. Undoubtedly, Australia's most famous contribution, however, would be the Gallipoli Campaign. As the war dragged on in Europe, the world watched each side struggle to make significant progress against the other. Accordingly, the Allied forces sought to open a second front and assist the Russians in their fight against the Ottomans. In 1915, a plan was hatched to land forces here on the Gallipoli Peninsula, not far from the Ottoman capital of Istanbul. If this could be done, it would quickly break Ottoman power in the region. On February 17th of that year, the Gallipoli Campaign began. It would last for 8 months and be carried out on the Allied side by the Anzacs along with Anglo-Indian, Canadian, and French assistance. The fighting here was famously brutal, and, due to strategic error and fierce Ottoman resistance, would fail, with over 8,000 Australians among the over 30,000 allies who perished in the fighting. Australian imperial forces were subsequently withdrawn from the fighting and transported to other fronts, namely France, where they joined the other allies in their horrendous, endless fight against the Germans, such as in the upcoming Somme offensive, and in the Middle East, pursuing other activity against the Ottomans in the Sinai and Palestine campaign. The war ended in 1918 with Allied, and therefore Australian, victory. Overall, around 60,000 Australians were killed in the fighting.
Damn.
Thousands more were severely scarred both mentally and physically for the rest of their lives. Australian Prime Minister Billy Hughes would be active in the Treaty of Versailles, the first international treaty signed by Australia. He would side with Britain on punishing Germany and blaming them for the war, aiming to secure territory from them in the Pacific. Indeed, was granted to Australia in the League of Nations mandates. In fact, all German colonial territory was granted to the Allied powers. However, much of the
This is
German
literally
Pacific
how,
territory was also given to another nation.
This is how Hitler was born. Those actions, the results of the Treaty of Versailles is what
gave birth to Hitler. Not gonna lie.
Making its presence felt in the Pacific. As mentioned, Japan, which Hughes did not agree with. Britain had attempted to maintain cordial relations with the Japanese, but the Australians, neighboring this newly expanding empire, were reluctant to welcome them further into the Pacific. For now, peace had come, but one day, Japan would be a threat. The interwar years in Australia would unfold much the same as they did in North America and Europe. The Roaring Twenties was a decade of cultural changes, technological development, and relative prosperity, which were succeeded by the hardships of the Great Depression in the 30s. As Australia struggled to come out of the economic decline, unemployment levels reached as high as almost 30% in 1932.
Jesus.
It was also in 1932 that one of Australia's most famous historical events took place. The Emu War.
Oh my
or
god, the
as my
Emu
beloved
Wars! I heard about this shit! The Battle of the Emus! Wasn't there also a Toad War? There's like two. What's it called? The something Toad. Oh my god. Oh fuck, what's it called? The Gang Toad. Maybe he'll say it.
Australian viewers will insist I pronounce
And
it.
they lost. We lost to the emus. The cane toad. Yes, the cane toad. I think they were they became an invasive species in Australia. I think they were trying to. I think they brought them over to deal with some other type of creature, and then it became an invasive species. But dude, the Emu Wars. I think the people lost the Emu Wars.
Emu War. This war has been very heavily memed. It was essentially a pest control operation.
Yeah.
Emus wreaked havoc on Australian agriculture to the point at which the military was sent to handle the situation, which ended in a failure. I won't engage in the Emu War silliness because the Emu War was a proxy war. It's an illusion. You've all been lied to. It distracts from the real threat posed by the monastic state of the Australian rabbit, led by their immortal god emperor, who is known to the kids these days, as well as people on Reddit, as, well, they call him Big Chungus. It was in the late 1930s.
Is that real? Is that a real thing?
That a new, far greater threat appeared on the Australian horizon. The prospect of a second Great War. Relations with both Germany and Japan began to break down in the 30s as both sides overtly displayed their imperial ambitions. As mentioned, to the Australians, Japan posed the most significant threat. Its ambitions of expanding throughout Asia, including their secret intention to expel the European powers from the region, would inevitably clash with the ambitions of the British Empire. Japanese ambitions could spread quite far throughout the Pacific, perhaps even to Australia itself.
Japan actually used to be fascist as fuck.
War
Might still be a little
did
bit fascist.
come, as Australia was tied to Britain's declaration. The extent to which I can discuss this war is of course limited by YouTube's demonetization practices, so I will unfortunately not be able to mention certain key events. However,
Damn.
the majority of those events were in Europe, and as mentioned, Australia was most threatened by Japan. Japan's key focus was on the area of Indochina, which included the territory of British Malaya, modern Indonesia, then controlled by the Dutch, Papua New Guinea, which was administered by Australia, and possibly, at some point, the Philippines, which was protected by the United States. With the Japanese advancing rapidly into these areas, the Australians were reluctant to deploy further troops to assist in the European...
Oh shit. Oh, he can't talk about the Nazis, that's why. Oh, okay. I see.
North African theater to assist against Germany, with thousands already present fighting in the Mediterranean. The war quickly became quite serious. Eventually, the British and their colonies stood alone against the Axis powers. Then, Japan switched focus and attacked the United States. A few months later...
Yep, and this is where we did our dirty bomb. He probably can't even talk about this too, but we'll need to because this is about Australia. Cannot pivot to what America did. Some people watch the movie Oppenheimer. Pretty much that's what happened to Japan at this time.
February of 42, British held Singapore, partially defended by Australian forces, fell to the Japanese. Australian Prime Minister John Curtin.
Yo, I've never seen cross eyes like that in my life. This man can't even look straight. And this guy became a prime minister? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Feared that an invasion of Australia could be next. In fact, the Australian city of Darwin was bombed by Japanese aircraft that same month. It was the first time Australia itself
Might have a glass eye or two. Yo, we were just looking at Darwin. Oh my god. This is just like the Bay of Pigs, honestly. This might be around the same time as the Bay of Pigs, because like, was it Cuba? There was some U.S. territory that got attacked by Japan. I forget.
been attacked by a foreign power. The bombing would continue until late 43. Abroad, the Japanese would fight Australian forces ferociously and be exceedingly brutal towards Australian prisoners. The Japanese never landed troops in Australia though, and in fact, never attempted to expand into Australia itself. It was considered unfeasible, as they strained to defend their empire from the Americans, who were pressing further into their Pacific territory. Their invasion of Australian territory was limited to New Guinea, where they attempted to take Port Moresby. Their invasion was halted by American forces at sea and by Australian and American forces on the land in grueling jungle warfare.
Damn.
With Britain having been badly defeated in the Pacific, the Australians looked to coordinate.
Bro, he's looking at me and at the guy he's talking to. This is crazy.
More closely with the Americans, which was the beginning of a closer, positive relationship between the two nations. In fact, Australian forces were soon put under the command of American General Douglas MacArthur. In 45, the Germans and, months later, the Japanese surrendered to Allied forces. Overall, about 40,000 Australians had died in the
Damn. See how this is how powerful colonization is. What the fuck are the Japanese wearing these top hats for? They look goofy as hell. Yo, get your class. Like, Japan's like one of the oldest nations. Asia is one of the oldest like countries in this world. Y'all had better fits than this. Y'all had better fits than this. Fucking top hats and shit. They probably wore it. Whatever continents, like. The countries within Asia are some of the oldest.
the war, the majority of them having died in the Pacific. It was the most brutal war that Australia and the world had ever seen, but the nation once more came out standing. Following these events, Australia began to enter the modern world, where the lines between history and modernity are blurred. It was after the war that the British Empire began to fall apart, a process which would have a notable effect on Australia. Colonies and territories around the world were given more or total independence. In 1975,
now it's the American Empire. Yo, hopefully, like, yo, I'm the plant. I'm the person that's gonna, I'm the secret agent that's gonna go to Australia to try and colonize it from the within. This is neo-colonialism.
Papua New Guinea gained
where we just slowly migrate over and impregnate your woman.
In 1986,
I'm gonna have like
Australia
5 baby
herself,
mamas, I swear to God.
British legal authority came to
Slowly
an end
but
with
surely,
the
we will
Australia
conquer the
Act
country.
1986. Australia thus became a true, fully independent country, though it does remain a part of the British Commonwealth,
Stupid.
and the British monarch ceremonially remains the Australian head of state. As we've seen, Australia is quite a young nation in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It was heavily isolated for most of history until just 240 years ago.
Yeah.
And the nation itself is only a bit over 100 years
Yeah,
old.
that's crazy.
In that time, the nation has experienced a remarkable history and has made an undeniable impact.
And it is
It's a
now
complicated
white as fuck. That's why I like can't believe, like, it's literally like, it's like America's cousin, bro. Like, it's I don't know how bad slavery was in Australia, but like, it's literally like America's like baby cousin, like straight up. Is how I see it. It was still so young, but it's grown so much since the time it's been founded. But it's so white. It's like it's unfathomable how white Australia is. But like, they really, it does seem like more of a liberal nation than America.
like I said, they're conservationalists. They're more so conservationalists. They respect the land. They respect the people. They respect the indigenous people. They respect the history. They acknowledge the history of Australia and the wrongs that have happened. I guess I'll have to see it firsthand while living there, of like how those ripples affect day to day. But more so how those ripples affect politics. Because we still see it today, how slavery has such a deep cut into American politics. It's literally insane. America is still just as segregated as it was during the segregation era, because of redlining in certain states. I know that Columbus, the city, is hella redlined. It's ridiculous how redlined the city is. But I guess I'll see it for myself. There's only so much you can learn online, honestly.
With numerous examples of hardship and misfortune and suffering. Yet the Australian story is as well one of great success, which speaks to the strength and determination of the Australian people, traits which will doubtlessly continue to fuel the nation and grant it a bright future. Before we wrap up, I'd like to say a couple things. Firstly, I was fortunate enough to have some Australian Discord friends volunteer to give me their input on their history for the making of this video. One of whom is a fellow YouTuber, Richie Richgold, who runs a gaming channel of the same name. I'll drop a link to his channel in the description if you guys would like to go check out his content. Secondly, if you missed it in my history of Prussia...
Alright, I think that is it. That's all we got. Oh, damn, what a history lesson. Video came out 3 years ago. And shout out those guys. I wonder how... Let's check out Richie Richgold's channel, honestly. Let's see what how this guy's doing. How this guy's kept up with his YouTube grind.
Become a Golden Knight today and...
So he's only at 5K. Looks like he doesn't really... Yeah, it looks like he stopped uploading about a year ago. But interesting. That's good. I think we're gonna take I think that's gonna be the last Australia video for a while. We're gonna take a break. Very interesting history of Australia. I think that is it for the stream. I'm about to head out, go to bed, go to work tomorrow. Fuck my job. But yeah, the next stream will be the anti-Hassan streams. So we got a lot of New Year's goals this year. Hopefully I can get to 10 subs eventually sometime this year. That'll be awesome. So we're going to end it on this.
The year just started, I'm just trying to start it right. Last year I want a rematch, then I'm ready for the fight. One word, resolute. Does that resonate with you? Will you feel any different when you make
Set
it
your
out
New
to
Year's
June?
goals.
The year just started, I'm just trying
This
to
is
start
a year
it
for
right.
growth.
Last year I
It's the
want a
Kobe
rematch, then I'm
years,
ready for the
24,
fight.
2024.
One word,
Can't believe we're
resolute.
here.
Does that resonate with
Can't
you?
believe we're
Will
in
you feel any
2024.
different when you make it out to June?
Thank you for everyone that's come and joined us. And